As long as you listen, as you learn, the stuff that I'm gonna teach you with pyramids.
What up?
For $1 million mitts. Why did I call this $1 million mitts? Because I'm gonna make you look like $1 million, man. As long as you let me guide you, as long as you listen, as you learn, the stuff that I'm gonna teach you with pyramids. I'm gonna level up your mitt game 100%. I got a lot of things to say about mittwork because mittwork literally changed my life.
What's his full name? What's Coach Anthony's? Anthony's first name was Anthony's last name.
Anthony Rodriguez, Coach Anthony, and that corner break forward.
A lot of people don't know, when I first came into this boxing game as a trainer, you know, mitts was really what people hired me for. Working with professional fighters that put me in world title corners right off the bat just because they like the way I hold a pair of mitts. This is something that your clients are gonna love. This is something that your fighters are gonna love. Always a lane for somebody who knows how to hold mitts. The one thing that I could say is if you're gonna do something, you wanna do it the right way. I like to think that I'm a person who could teach you how to do this at the highest level, considering I've been to the highest level of boxing.
2 rounds, and you're a world champion, but you gotta work.
He is a defending world champion fighting tonight
With head trainer, Freddie Anthony Rodriguez.
I work with some of the best boxers in the world. Mitts is what literally put me in that position. You could be a great coach, you could be a great teacher, you could be a great personal trainer. But this is what's gonna capture their eyes. This is what's gonna make people look at you and make people say, hey man, that guy knows what he's doing. I wanna go ahead and work with that person. I'm gonna teach you, it doesn't matter if you have 0 experience or if you have a lot of experience, there's gonna be modules in this course that's gonna help level you up.
Man, you gotta change.
Sean.
Whoa. You see that?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, man? Yo, it is today's story time, man. I got a little story I want to tell people. I want to talk to you guys, man. If you guys are in the chat, let it be known. We're about to chop it up tonight. I'm definitely going to do some Q&A. We're definitely going to talk. But there's a lot that I want to talk about, man. And it has a lot to do with my new release, $1 million mitts. If you see me looking down, it's really because I'm looking at my computer. I got my computer right here. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at the computer. But yeah, I want to talk about my new release, $1 million mitts. Obviously, I've been talking about this every single day for quite some time now. But it's really about what I really want to talk about is, you know, how I got into this whole boxing thing. You feel me? How I got into boxing in general. I think that it's very important for you guys to know that. It's very important for you guys to know that because basically what I'm trying to do is explain to you my journey, because there's probably a lot of you guys out there right now who are boxing or have considered boxing and don't know where to start, you know, and maybe you guys might want to know how a guy like myself got into the position that I am in now. You feel me? So, you know, what you got to understand is I started boxing relatively not too young. So a little bit about me, I grew up in New York City, and, you know, I grew up thinking I could fight like most guys from the city who, you know, grow up thinking they're tough. And then I walked into a boxing gym one day and found out real quick that I couldn't fight as good as I thought I could, right? So I went into a boxing gym a little bit arrogant, a little bit thinking that I knew a lot about fighting because I've been in some street fights, you know? So I go into a boxing gym thinking that a boxing gym is, you know, a fight. I'm thinking that boxing is fighting just like on the street. So I go into this gym thinking that everybody in the gym, you know, oh, these guys can't mess with me. These guys look like good kids. You know, the kids that were in the gym, they were all disciplined. They were all lighter than me. You know, they were training, they were competing, but I didn't know no better. So I walked into the gym with an attitude. The trainer was like, oh, you could fight? And I was like, yeah. He was like, okay. He throws me a headgear. So when he throws me the headgear, I throw the headgear on real confident, you know, thinking that I could fight. Now, this is what's crazy about the story. It's kind of like a little messed up. Hold on, give me 1 second. Yo, my boy, man, I see you, champ. Yo, the $1 million. I should be wearing the $1 million mitt hoodie right now, to be honest. I should be wearing the $1 million mitt hoodie. I'm not. This ain't it. But yeah, I got you, bro. I got you for sure. But let me go ahead and continue this, man. So you can see a little bit about the story you might not know. So yeah, so basically, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so he throws me the headgear. I throw the headgear on, real confident, like I'm about to whoop somebody's ass. And this kid that he put me in the ring with had just won the Golden Gloves. Now, this is what's crazy about it. I knew something was wrong when I started to see photographers come into the ring. To the gym. I seen different camera people, and I'm like, yo, damn, this is a pretty big event they're putting me in, for my first sparring match. So I sparred a dude, he whoops my ass. Pop, 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 he just whooping my ass. And luckily I didn't get knocked out because this kid probably hit me with, I don't know, 30, 40 unanswered punches. Like I was just in the corner trying to block. I didn't even know how to block. He's just whooping my ass. Well, come to find out, he had just won the Golden Gloves in Florida. I grew up in New York City, but I started really fighting in Florida. So he whoops my ass, and at the end of the first round, the coach comes up to me and goes, so what's up, man? You want to go another round? And I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. So then I get out the ring, in shame or whatever. I just got my ass whooped. And make a long story short, later, like a week later, I'm in the article because these people were taking pictures, and I'm like this in the article. Now, mind you, I had a headgear on, so you couldn't really see my face, but I'm the person in the freaking article like this, getting punched by the kid who had just won the Golden Gloves, and they had put like a whole freaking thing about this kid who had just whooped my ass, right? So in my mind, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like my first sparring match ever, I made the papers, but it wasn't in a good way. I'm getting my ass beat, right? So anyway, I continued. I kept coming to the gym. I didn't let that discourage me. I kept coming to the gym. And then like after a week or two, the coach goes, yo, man, you still showing up. I was like, yeah, why? Why you thought I was going to quit? He was like, yeah, I did actually. He was like, okay. So now he started to like me. So it was crazy. I think his name was Jeff Lobdell. He was a sergeant. No, he was a sheriff for the Palm Beach County Sheriff Department. Lobdell was his last name. I can't remember his first name, but he was the coach of the gym. So anyway, what was I saying? So anyway, he started to take a liking to me. So now that he's taking a liking to me, I'm training, and the next thing you know, I start competing. And I actually learned pretty quick because they kept throwing me into spar pretty early in my journey because I had the personality for it. But this time he was a little bit more careful with me because he actually liked that I kept showing up to the gym, even though I got my ass beat the very first time I sparred, where most people, they usually quit and walk away. So then from there, I continued. I had a few matches or whatever, novice matches, And then from there, I started training at a professional gym. Now, at this professional gym, at the time, it was called Steve Shepard's, which turned into the Spartan Gym. And now this gym had everybody. I'm talking about all the best fighters that you could think of at the time. Guys like Zab Judah, Kasim Uma, Alexis Trujillo, Andrew Galata. I mean, these are all like top names because Luke Duva at the time had his whole stable down in Fort Lauderdale or whatever, and he would bring them down to Palm Beach, and that's where they would hold their camps. Vernon Forrest, God bless the dead Vernon Forrest. So I got a chance to see like world caliber fighters training, and then that's where I used to see the coaches holding the mitts, all these really good teachers. And Emmanuel Augustus, how can I forget? Everybody who knows me knows that Emmanuel Augustus asked me to spar when I had a few fights as an amateur, and I turned it down. I regret it to this day. It's one of my biggest regrets because he see me hitting the bag. You know, at the time, I'm starting to come up, and I knew who Emmanuel Augustus was, the drunken master. He'd make everybody miss and make them look silly. And he was like, yo, what's up, man? Let's do a couple rounds. And I was like, nah. He was like, nah, man, I'm going to work with you. I was like, nah. Like, I was brushing it off because I was like, nah, I know what he's going to do. He's going to, like, embarrass me, basically. He's going to start taunting me and whatever, right? So I seen him do it to guys already. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm cool. And then he took me to the side and was like, yo, when you do this boxing thing, man, treat it like you're playing your favorite video game. Treat it like, you know what I mean, you're playing basketball or something. He was like, just have fun with it. And at the time, you know, I was like, yeah, whatever. But now as a coach, I can't tell you how many times I've used that line with young fighters coming up that overthink situations. You feel me? So anyway, that's the short version of that story. But, you know, Kasim Uma, I got an opportunity to spar Kasim Uma. At the time, Kasim Uma was one of the top guys. I think he was like 17-1 or something when I first met him. And then he continued to train or whatever at the gym or whatever, you know. So all these good fighters, I got a chance to really see James LeBuama, who was Kasim Uma's mentor. I got a chance to spar him before I fought in the Golden Gloves, which is a crazy experience for me. Man, I'm trying to think, man. Just a lot of great talented fighters at that time. And I got a chance to see these guys train every single day. So I think that's what gives me a really good advantage over a lot of people, because early in my journey, I was around world-class caliber fighters, and they actually took me under their wing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just Johnny Bumps City Bumpus, who was a world champion in 1982, was one of my first coaches. And he actually was coaching Kasim Uma at the time. And he would try to make time for me, but he really couldn't. But he did what he can. And he worked with me. He taught me some stuff. But it was really like he was dealing with the pros. So anybody who's been in the gym with pros, and if you're not a pro, it's kind of hard, like, for that trainer to give you the attention that you want. But anyway, going through all of that, right, competing, training with all these top guys or whatever, what ended up happening was a few things happened in my life. I'm going to fast forward to where I became a coach. Now, I opened up my first gym back in 2012. 2012, I opened up my first gym, and I started coaching guys. Well, first, I know I'm just rambling. Let me just take a look real quick at what's going on in here. I see you guys, bro. I'm gonna definitely chop it up with you guys in a second. Just want to kind of, like, you know, give you guys this message real quick or whatever. But I opened up my first gym in about 2012. And I remember at the time, Instagram was like a brand new thing. So Instagram is a brand new thing. And I opened up a gym. I immediately knew that Instagram was going to be hot. Like, I don't know what it was. I mean, I never had MySpace. I never had Facebook. You know what I mean? I never had no social media prior to Instagram. But I knew that Instagram was going to be something that I enjoyed, right? So I was like, yo, I'm going to start posting on Instagram right off the rip. Once it came out, I was like on it, like posting anything. You know what I mean? Pictures, quotes. You know, I just opened a gym, so I'm posting my gym. Like, if you go to my Instagram, you can go way back and you can see, like, you can see all my posts or whatever, right? So then I remember I opened my first gym, and, you know, I was doing mitts. Now, I always knew how to hold mitts because, like I said, for one, I used to get mitt work from coaches. So I remember how they held mitts for me. But then I started really studying, like, a lot of mitt holders and stuff like that. And then I kind of came up with my own style. So I remember posting a lot of mitt work videos. You know what I mean? So then a couple of pros, local pros here in New Jersey, actually came to me for mitt work. You know what I mean? Like, it all started with just one fighter, then it turned into another fighter, then it turned into another fighter. And these were like low caliber guys or whatever. But, you know, people are watching them. So I'm holding mitts or whatever. People see me, and these guys are nice. They know how to punch. So now I'm holding mitts for them. I'm teaching my boxing classes. I'm doing all of that. See, when I first opened a boxing gym, I didn't even want to be a coach, to be honest. Like, I'm giving you guys the short story. Like, this is actually a whole nother story. Like, there's more to the story, but I'm trying to condense this right now. So I didn't even want to be a coach. I just wanted to be a gym owner. I just wanted to own a gym and hire a coach. But what ended up happening was, I was like, why am I going to hire somebody for something I already know how to do? So I start pulling mitts. And I keep studying, and I get better. I get better. I get better. So now fighters are reaching out to me. 1 second. My bad. So fighters are reaching out to me, and they're asking me for mitt work. So I'm doing the mitts. I'm posting it on the internet. I'm doing the mitts. I'm posting it on the internet, right? So now more fighters are seeing me. More people are seeing me. More whatever. So then I get my big opportunity. Big shout out to Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy at the time was one of ESPN's hottest fighters at the time. I don't know how much you guys know about ESPN back in like 2005 to like 2015, but ESPN had like, you know, Friday night fights. So every Friday you had all like the up and coming talented fighters, and Hank Lundy was on a freaking tear. He was cooking everybody, right? So Hank Lundy was nasty. I remember how I met Hank Lundy. So Hank Lundy, I remember I would be watching Hank Lundy. This is how the universe works. This is how God works, the universe works, whatever, right? And this is what I be trying to tell people that know me. Like, anything I've ever really wanted in my life, I've gotten. So like what I try to tell people is, if I didn't get it, I didn't want it bad enough. The truth is that, like, if I didn't get it, I didn't want it bad enough. But anything that I really wanted, I've always gotten for me. So I remember when I used to watch Hank Lundy, because one of my old trainers, he was the one who taught me how to like bend the waist and shoulder roll and all that type of stuff, right? Which when I first started boxing, this is all I learned. You know, I just learned how to stay right here in the middle, you know, block, block, slip, slip, roll, roll. That was basically it. Then what ended up happening is I learned how to fight from the shoulder roll, learn how to bend the waist, learn how to do my, you know, my stuff from that angle. That's why I got courses like the Philly shell system and, you know, all that type of stuff, right? Like, he really leveled up my boxing education. So I remember when I first saw Hank Lundy was doing a lot of that stuff. So in my mind, I was like, damn, yo, this dude, Hank, is nice. Like, I'm like, he's really nice. So I'm showing him to my old coach. I'm like, yo, check out Hank Lundy, man. Dude's nice, whatever. He's like, yo, he's pretty good. Right. So I come out here to New Jersey. I end up training at this gym called 10th Round in PA. Now, I'm in there. I'm sparring that day, right? So that I used to come up here all the time, and I would spar every single time I came up here. I would come up here to go to Trenton, New Jersey. I sparred Terrence Carlton, who was a Olympic bronze medalist. He's friends with my family. So we would spar. I would spar with him. I would go to Philly, spar in Philly by myself. This is me not knowing nobody up here. Okay, by myself. I would go spar in Philadelphia. I go to James Schuler's gym. At the time where this is where Eddie Chambers came up. This is where I met Eddie, actually. One of the most prominent gyms in Philly at the time. I used to go there by myself and spar. I would go to PA and spar. I would go to Camden and spar. So back then, a lot of guys knew me as just a gym owner who still liked to spar. I wasn't getting ready for no fights or nothing, but I could fight. Like, believe it or not, even though you guys see me here coaching and shit, you know what I mean? I can actually rumble a little bit. So I used to go box some good guys. And what ended up happening was I go to PA to go spar, and Hank Lundy is there. So I'm sparring somebody, and I'm rumbling with him, like, pop, pop, like, we're going toe to toe. I get back to the corner just to get some water because I had nobody working my corner, and Hank Lundy comes up on the deck, and he's like, yo, say, why are you rumbling with this dude, man? Box him. Box this dude. And I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, man. He said, just stay on the outside and box him. You ain't got to make the shit so difficult. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I go out there, I'm boxing, easy. Just took it real, like, it was totally different round. So he comes back to the corner or whatever. They took the kid out. They put another kid or whatever. The other coach was like, yo, what did Hank Lundy tell you? I was like, he just told me to box. He was like, yo, you look good when you box. I'm like, thank you. So anyway, me and Hank, I go up to Hank Lundy. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. He's like, yeah, bro, no doubt. You nice, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no reason for you to be rumbling like that. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. We exchanged phone numbers. Well, I guess Hank Lundy started watching me on the internet, and he seen that I owned a gym and I do a lot of mitts. So he had DM'd me one day and was like, yo, I'm getting ready to fight Thomas Delorme on HBO. He was like, I would love for you to come in and help me, you know what I'm saying, help sharpen me up. I like your mitt work. And I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, big opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm in. So now we get ready. You know, my first real camp with a top dog, we fight Thomas Delorme. He didn't win that fight against Thomas Delorme, but people thought he won. It was like a robbery to some people. Okay, it was like one of those close fights that you can give either way. Hank fell short, but it was still a great experience for me. And I remember telling myself, I was always telling myself, like, yo, I want to be on HBO one day as a coach, man. I would love to be on HBO. I used to say that to myself all the time. And then I get Hank Lundy and we fight on HBO. So then, you know, I was in Hank Lundy for many years after that, right? We fought Mauricio Herrera. We fought Terrence Crawford. I mean, I got the opportunity to say I've cornered against arguably the best fighter of this generation since Floyd. I'm not saying he is the best. I'm just saying I cornered against him. You know what I'm saying? So we had Hank Lundy. And then from Hank, I started working with Outlaw Eric Hunter. I got pictures up here with some of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could show you real quick, like, if you look up, like, I got pictures. Like, so that picture right there, when I'm wearing the gray sweatpants, that's me working with Eric Hunter. So Eric Hunter was another very talented fighter from Philadelphia. He was training at Danny Garcia's gym at that time. And he saw me working with Hank. So he reached out to me. Now, this is the crazy part. Him and Hank didn't like each other. They actually didn't like each other. But I was working with Outlaw Eric Hunter and Hank Lundy at the time, at the same time. So I would go to Danny Garcia's gym. We hold the camp for Outlaw Eric Hunter. And then I'd go back to my gym, or I'd go to Mary Anderson in Philly and go train Hank Lundy. That's where Hank Lundy used to like to train. So either he'd come to my facility or I'd go to Mary Anderson, which is like a rec center, and we would go train over there. So I was training both in one day. Then I'd come back to my gym, run my gym, train my amateurs, my fitness clients, and stuff like that. So one thing I always understood was the importance of getting better on the mitts and documenting my journey. So I always made sure I recorded, and I always made sure I leveled up and got better. I never thought I knew everything. I always made sure that I educated myself. I had mentors that I could call. I had a good eye for boxing, and I was very experienced myself. It's not like I was a guy who didn't know boxing. So it was very easy for me to just get better at this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, I would always hold mitts, record whatever I can, post as much as I can. And I was working with two world caliber fighters. Outlaw Eric Hunter, I was with him for a few fights, and we actually fought Lee Selby for a world title. Now, we lost to Lee Selby, even though we knocked him down. We actually fought on a Anthony Joshua undercard. I can't remember who Anthony Joshua was fighting that day, but it was at the O2 Arena in the UK. But that was one of the fights that we fought. I mean, we won a few fights, but we lost that fight for the world title. Now, I remember saying to myself, I would love to be on HBO. I would love to be in a world championship fight. And guess what? It happened. I was in 2 world championship fights. But you know what's crazy? I wasn't specific enough. When I was saying, yo, what I wanted to be in a world championship fight. I wanted to be in a world championship fight. I never said I wanted to be in a world championship fight of a fighter who wins the world title. I wasn't specific enough. So what did I get? I got a chance to be in a world championship fight, but we didn't win the belt. But anyway, took that experience, whatever. Next thing you know, I get the phone call. No, I didn't get the phone call, but I ended up hooking up with Tevin Farmer. Now, Tevin Farmer, this is how this worked. I had an amateur fighter that I used to train. You guys might have seen him on my YouTube channel, a young white kid. His name was Marshall. I took Marshall from when he was 8 years old, and we probably racked up 42 fights together as an amateur. So when Marshall was 8, he came to me, and we stood together till he was about 12. And then when he turned 12, COVID happened, and then I kind of stopped working with a lot of my fighters or whatever. But make a long story short, I take him down to the gym where Tevin Farmer was training at, which was TKO in Cherry Hill. Those are my peoples. Big shout out to everybody at TKO Cherry Hill. Very good people over there too. Those are my friends. But I took him over there to the gym that he was sparring at, and Tevin Farmer was there. Now, me and Tevin followed each other on Instagram, but we never actually met each other. So I go up to Tevin. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? He's like, yo, man, what's up with some of that A1 mittwork? I'm like, bro, whenever you want. He was like, shit, what's up with right now? Now, my boy had just finished sparring some kid over there. So now me and Tevin do a rendition. Bop, 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 bop. He loves it. His head trainer and another guy come to me right after that and say, yo, we're getting ready to fight Kenichi Ogawa for the championship of the world. Would you like to be part of it? I said, of course. You ain't got to tell me twice. So he was like, how much you want to get paid? I was like, bro, I just want to be part of it. I don't give a fuck about getting paid. Tevin was like, nah. Nobody works for free, bro. I'm paying you. I'm like, all right, bro, will you pay me what you think I'm worth? He's like, all right, bro. So make a long story short, Tevin fights Kenichi Ogawa for the championship, the 130-pound championship of the world. We lost that fight. However, everybody felt Tevin won the fight. So then what ends up happening is about a month later, Kenichi Ogawa gets tested positive for illegal substance. So they turn it into a no contest. Tevin, mind you, Tevin had got shot in the hand or whatever earlier that year. Tore bicep, got shot in the hand all in 1 year, I think. Fights Kenichi Ogawa that year, gets robbed. Kenichi Ogawa tests positive for steroids. Then he gets another opportunity to fight for the world title against Billy Dibb in Australia, and Tevin wins the world title, the IBF World Championship in Australia. So now I'm working with an actual world champion. And I remember after the 2 losses, I was specific this time. I said, I want to be in a world title corner, but this time with a champion. My very next fighter was a champion, Tevin fucking Farmer. Okay? So now Tevin Farmer wins the title. And this is around 2019 or 2018, 2019, around there. I forget the exact year. And we just go on a tear. He goes ahead, he defends the title 6 times. He defended it successfully 5 times. And then we went ahead and we fought for a 6th time against Jojo Diaz, and he lost the title. And that was right before COVID. That was like at the end of 2019 or in the beginning of 2020. And then next thing you know, COVID hits, Tevin's inactive, whatever. And I'm just finding my way. So hold on. I keep getting like crazy notifications here, man. All right, so damn, I know I'm talking a lot. Are y'all still with me? Y'all? Let me know in the chat if you guys are still following this story. Let me know if this is resonating with you guys, man, because it keeps going, obviously. All right, cool. All right, bet. So now Tevin Farmer successfully defends the title 5 times. We fight Jojo Diaz, he loses. 2020 hits. Boom, the world comes to a halting stop, right? Now, mind you, in like 2017, I had started my YouTube channel. Now, this is what's beautiful. Now, this is why I keep trying to tell y'all, like the people, I'm trying to get y'all to stick with me here because I'm trying to give y'all some of my business mentality to go with the boxing shit. Okay, so And I'm looking at the camera now and I see the gym in the background and shit. That's dope. That's dope. I just like, that's dope, man. But anyway, man, I'm trying to give you the story. This ain't scripted, y'all. This is all on the top of my head, all right? So I started my YouTube channel like 2017, 2016, something like that. And what ends up happening is people start liking my teaching style. So I'm teaching, I'm explaining, I'm giving everybody the how-tos or whatever, the whys and the ifs and all that type of shit, right? So, you know, my YouTube channel was simultaneously getting more popular as I'm doing this with all these pro fighters. So me holding mitts, right, and working with these fighters that you guys see me with, and then me also having a YouTube channel teaching, letting people know that I actually know how to teach, I actually know how to explain, I actually know what I'm talking about, simultaneously at the same time. And then when COVID hits, you know what I mean, and I start dropping all my courses and stuff like that with Eddie Chambers and all that type of stuff. Oh yeah, how can I forget Eddie Chambers, man? Me and Eddie Chambers, we fought a couple of fights together, man. That's my brother from another mother. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, Eddie Chambers, obviously a big part of the story. One of my coaches here. But yeah, simultaneously growing my channel, making courses, working with the fighters, holding the mitts. It all worked like a synergy, right? So you see the mitt work, you're like, oh. You find out who the fighter is, you're like, oh, that guy's legit. You go to the YouTube channel, you see the teaching, you're like, oh, that guy knows more than just mitts. This guy actually is a fucking teacher. Then you go ahead and you see me, you know, on TV. And then I drop a course. And now I have a gym. Well, this is my second gym. But, you know, I have a gym. I have a facility. I have credibility, right? But it started with having a skill. It started with having a skill. So I would have never gotten with the, listen, there's a lot of guys out here that could fight that don't get a chance to coach top level guys like I did. There's a lot of guys out here who got boxing skills that fighters will be like, man, I ain't working with that dude. I don't give a shit how many fights he had. They want a guy who can the way, you know what I'm saying? They want to be able to really get this, you know what I mean? So me getting better and better and better, and me at the time doing like some of that fancy mitt work that captures the eyes and then adding in the realistic mitt work and putting it all together. Like I said, the word of the day is synergy, right? It all works together. That got me opportunities. So at the Tevin Farmer, what I told myself was, I was like, yo, being part of a world championship camp is cool and everything. I was like, but I want to be the lead guy in the corner. I was like, I want to be the guy. I was specific with the universe, with God. I was specific. I was like, I want to be the lead guy. I want to have my own guy one day. Like, I wasn't Tevin Farmer's head coach. I was one of 4 coaches he had. His head coach, you know what I'm saying, was his head coach, Chino Rivas. That's the guy who worked his corner. But then you had me, you had Rasheem Jefferson, you had Nick Rosario. We were the coaches in the background. You know what I mean? But we was really giving him just mainly mitt work and just giving him instructions on the floor. But it would be Chino who would give him instructions in the ring. And that's who he would listen to. So then my brother from another mother, my man Reg, he went ahead. My man Reg gonna go hit me up. My man Reg Ross, shout out to Reg Ross, my brother from another mother, love him like a brother. He hits me up right after Raymond Ford had just had a very tough fight. I figured against the guy's name, bro. The Mexican kid. Somebody knows in the chat, let me know in the chat. Everybody thought Raymond lost the fight. So I get the phone call. Yo, Ant, I need help with Ray, bro. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever, let's do it. So I go over there, I start work. Well, first I turned it down like 2 or 3 times, just so y'all know. I wasn't like pressed to get with Ray. And it wasn't that I didn't like Ray. I had other shit going on. I thought I was moving to Florida. There was just a lot going on. And I told Reg like no, like 2 or 3 times. And finally, when I realized I was staying up here in the New Jersey area, I was like, yo, all right, I could commit to it. I could do it. So I'm helping Ray with Reg with Ray. And then, I'm giving Ray instructions in the sparring and stuff like that. We're flowing, we're connecting. Like me and him was really like in the beginning, me and Ray was like clicking. And then he gets the opportunity to fight or whatever. I get the opportunity to coach him. Next thing you know, I'm in the corner. I'm giving him the instructions. He said, I want you to be the lead in the corner. I like how you give instructions. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm giving him instructions. We're on a tear. We're winning. Then finally we get the Kenichi Ogawa fight. If you guys didn't see the Kenichi Ogawa fight, go watch Raymond Ford versus Kenichi Ogawa. Okay, it was a fucking great fight. You're going to thank me later if you didn't see it. Very exciting. And I'm really proud of that fight because I got a lot of airtime. So this is what's crazy. I go to the fighters meeting with Ray and Timothy Bradley. Shout out to Timothy Bradley, my brother, man. This dude look like he's one of, like, in boxing, you just meet certain people that you connect with, that it just happens like that. Timothy Bradley saw me and was like, yo, I'm a big fan of yours. I just want to give you your flowers. And in my mind, I'm like, motherfucker, you're Timothy Bradley. What the fuck? You the Hall of Famer, not me. He's like, nah, Ant, I love how you teach. I'm like, thank you, bro. So he's telling Ray, yo, you got a great coach in your corner, the whole nine. Like, he's telling this to Ray. We're all sitting at the fighters meeting, you know what I'm saying? And he asks me, he goes, so does your fighter, what do you think about Ray? I said, well, Ray got some dog in him. I said, he's going to show it if the fight gets real. He was like, you sure you got dog in you? And Ray said, you heard what my coach said. So anyway, we go out there, Ray fighting. Ray's losing in the fight. I'm motivating him, giving him the instructions, doing what we do. And Ray bit down on that mouthpiece in round 12 and stopped Kenichi Ogawa with like 2 or 3 seconds left in the fight. And we win the world title. So now I'm the head trainer in the corner, as I asked, with a world champion. And that was my last big hurrah in the professional fighting corner or whatever. Went ahead, got this facility, you know what I'm saying, and started focusing on having my own gym and building my own thing again over here. Raymond, is in Houston now with Shakur Stevenson and those guys. And there's no love lost. Shout out to Raymond Ford. But again, this all started because I had a good skill set. So when I keep pushing $1 million mitts, when I push the Master Boxing Bundle, it's not because I'm just trying to sell you another fucking course. I'm trying to show you that I'm trying to pay it forward. I'm not, of course, the game is to be sold, not told. I'm not just going to give anything away. Like, I've given plenty. If you go to my YouTube channel, I got 1.100 free videos. November, I done went live every single day for the month of November and answered a whole bunch of questions. We've done little clinics and everything. I give away, I give back. But when we're talking about, yo, let's really lock in. If you learn the skills that I'm trying to teach you, and then you learn how to market yourself and promote yourself the right way, you can literally have a coaching career. Now, you can be a coach. You could be a personal trainer. Okay? You could just be training your kids. I was talking to one of Eddie's peoples today, who's his main camera guy and is strategist, for Eddie Chambers. Eddie Chambers got a channel, I'll Fight Like a Pro. He's doing his thing. Shout out to Eddie Chambers. He was like, yo, man, how about the fathers who want to coach their kids? I'm like, yo, 100%. This is for fathers who want to coach their kids too. I'm just looking at it as getting a return on your investment. A trainer can get anywhere from 50 to unlimited amount of money an hour, depending on who you are. I've charged $500 an hour. I've charged $1,000 an hour. I swear, y'all might think I'm lying. I've charged $1,000 for 1 hour, and I've gotten it. I've charged $500, easily gotten that. Regularly, I've done $200, $150. That's easy money. You can definitely charge $100 as a no-name trainer if you got skills. You don't have to have been an ex-pro fighter. You don't have to have been an ex-amateur fighter. If you know what you're doing and people visually see it and they're like, damn, that motherfucker's pretty good. I mean, you passed the eye test. People will pay you $100 an hour. And I could prove it. You got hundreds and hundreds of fucking thousands of trainers on the internet right now promoting themselves and marketing themselves because they understand marketing, right? So marketing obviously is a whole different thing than actual coaching and whatever. But what I'm trying to say is in order to market yourself, you got to be good at what you do. You got to be good at what you do. It's like a barber. A barber gives a good haircut and posts it. You're like, yo, I want him to cut my fucking hair. I want that guy to cut my hair. I like how he gives a fade. I like how he shapes up. I like that, right? You're not going to go to the barber that you don't know. And you're not going to go to the barber that sucks, even if you know him. You're going to be like, I'm not going to that guy. Well, I'm not going to go to a guy for a boxing routine if I don't see what he does good, if I don't see that he has skills. So with $1 Million Mitts, which is my main focus, because today is Black Friday, okay, so just so y'all know, I released $1 Million Mitts on purpose on Black Friday because I want to give everybody the opportunity to get the best deal. Let's not forget the fucking Master Boxing Bundle. That's the cheapest it's ever been in history. And it's kind of getting overshadowed by $1 Million Mitts. But truthfully, last year when I did the 90% off for the $1 Million Mitt, for the Master Boxing Bundle, that was like $297. That was 90%, over 90% off. I'm selling it right now for $267. So truthfully, and if you put VIP 20, I think you'll get an extra $20 off. So if you use VIP 20, you'll get an extra $20 off. So you can actually get the Master Boxing Bundle for $247. Okay, but listen to me. It's so you can educate yourself. Okay, like my boy was saying, he got an LLC for his personal fitness boxing thing. He can write it off. You could literally start an LLC, or if you have an LLC, you could write this off because it's education. You could write off education. Okay, so you could buy this, write it off, study it, make your fucking bread. Okay? You have to invest into yourself, guys. If you guys are on my channel, you guys know that I don't sell bullshit. I don't teach bullshit. I keep it real as I possibly can. You're talking to a real person. I'm live right now. This ain't a pre-recording. You know what I mean? You could talk to me right now. You go to the link that I put in there. You get it now because I'm going up. And this is one thing, like I was telling people before, I'm not budging on the price. I'm actually going to go up on the price because we got to remember, I wasn't selling this before and I was just fine. So I'm not going to drop this price ever. This is the lowest it's ever going to be. It will be $14.97 once this sale goes out. And then it's probably going to go up from there because I know you're going to make your money back. This isn't just like you're buying something and no, you're going to buy this and then you're going to apply it. And you're going to own the skills forever and you're going to make money. Shit, some of y'all going to make more money than me with my own shit. Somebody watching this right now is probably a better businessman than me and you're going to figure out a way to monetize it. See what I'm saying? So this boxing shit has been a long journey, but you could definitely make it lucrative for yourself if you learn the right skills. You know what I'm saying? My man Pookie Man in the building. So I'm putting the link one more time for $1 Million Mitts, guys. Take me up on this offer. If you guys have any questions, I'm opening up right now for Q&A. I'll go up here and see what's up with some of you guys. Facts, yo. Coach Anna dropping free game of being a champion in life. What's going on? Yo, what's going on, my boy? How you doing, Granny Drummer? How you doing? Walter Williams, best coach. Yo, shout out to Walt, man. How you doing, bro?
It's 23 hours.
Your course helped me a lot. I'm glad they do, brother. Following you since the pandemic. Glad to see you keeping up like always, man. I appreciate you. Greetings from Argentina. Shout out to Argentina, man. Shout out to Ardina Marcos. McDonald was fun to map. Yes, sir. I'm just going back. The live stream has been dope so far. I appreciate it. Coach James dropping free games on how to be a champion in life. Yes, sir. What type of mitts do you regret? What kind of mitt holding do you recommend for pre-warm-up, for fight pre-warm-up? So for fight pre-warm-up, I don't over mitt my guys. So what I'll do is we'll work like bop, bop, 1, 2, bop, 1, 2, roll, bop, whatever we feel that we need to work on, because you're gonna know your fighter. But once you get like a few reps in, then you cut it. So like you'll see us be like bop, 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 and then we'll walk away. So like, or it might just be boom, 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 whatever we feel, whatever, you know your fighter better than me, okay? But the whole key is you don't want to burn your fighter out. You just want to get them working and then slowly building up a sweat. And then once they're nice and warm and you start to see some sweat on them, then you stop. They put their jacket on or whatever, boom, and then they stay warm, and then you go out to the locker room. I mean, you go out to the ring and you go ahead and handle business. The whole point of the mitt work in the back is either to integrate something that you've been working in camp and to get your fighter to just be nice and warm. We're just trying to warm up our fighter. We're not trying to burn them out. You see what I'm saying? Coach, how much should an amateur be running a week? You know, man, truthfully, man, depends what kind of running you're doing. I think that if you can get a couple of sprints in a week, you know what I mean, that's good. And maybe one 3-mile run. Or if you don't do too much sprinting, you could do 3 runs for 3 miles, 2 to 3 miles a week, but at a fast pace, keep the time. I think either or works. So like we would have our guys running 3 miles in 21 minutes, 3 times a week. If you can't get it in 21 minutes, then you try to get it in no more than 24 minutes. That's for 3. If you do 2 miles, you're trying to get it anywhere from 12 to 14 minutes. Worst case scenario, 16 minutes. So we're working on just that 3 times a week. You know what I mean? Or you could do like a long run, take a day in between, do another long run. So that'll be not long run, like a 3-mile run, take a day off. 3-mile run, take a day off. Friday, you could do your sprints where you go ahead and you just do 10 wind sprints or whatever, how many yards or whatever you want to do. So there's different styles. Everybody got their own style. You know what I mean? Difference between mid or high top boxing shoes. Any brand you recommend? I don't have any recommendation. I think that's a personal preference. But I don't have any recommendations for that. You know what I mean? And truthfully, I'm not recommending anything unless I get a check. If you want the honest truth, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to get a brand deal or something. So, but yeah, I think that's just personal preference, bro. I would go with whatever brand you like the style of. You know what I mean? And I would just try both and see which ones you enjoy more. Some guys like the lower top guys. Some guys like the higher top ones. It's really a style thing, comfort thing. You might have to test out and play with a few different brands until you find the brand you like. Because I like, for instance, I know a girl who liked a particular brand, and I told her to go check out that brand, and she was like, I hate these. So it's like, and I thought she was going to love them because the other girl is like a popular boxer, and she wears, this particular brand. And the girl at my gym bought them, and she wanted to return them. She was like, "These should suck." I'm like, "Okay, well, my bad." You feel me? So I think that's like a personal preference thing. No problem, my guy. Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate the knowledge. No problem. Yo, Coach, I've been a supporter for a minute, and I messed with the Shakur team, and I saw Raymond Ford with you and them. Is that where he goes in between camps? Well, now that's where Raymond Ford is now. I was with Raymond for like 5 fights or so. We won the world title together, and then we parted ways after the Nick Ball fight. He actually packed up and moved to Houston, where before he was training here, he lived here. And he would go to Houston for the ending of his camps to finish the weight cut and he would do a majority of his camp up here. But then what ended up happening was he moved to Houston and he just went full time, and he's just whatever they got going on down there. And then I opened my gym up here, so I don't currently work with Raymond Ford anymore. But me and we got an open line of communication. Me and Raymond Ford are on speaking terms and stuff like that. So we're good. It's just that's the route he chose, and I chose my own route. But we made history together, like I told him, and that's something that we can't ever take away. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of him, and whatever he wants to do, he knows my number. Coach, in sparring, should you level up to the same power of your opponent, or should you look, or should Coach, in sparring, should you level up to the same power of your opponent, or should you look at their level and go easier if they are not on your level? Yeah, if they're not on your level, when you're far superior than them, then I would say pull back a little bit, because boxing is one of those sports where you could really hurt somebody bad. So what I do is, like, if I'm sparring somebody who doesn't have my experience, I feel like it's up to the experienced fighter to control the situation. So if I'm sparring somebody and they are not on my level, but they're trying to hit me hard, I might do something in the sparring, like a good jab or some kind of just like a punch, like just to make them like, yo, calm down. I might even tell them, like, yo, take the power down, bro. You're swinging too hard. You know what I mean? Just to give them like a warning, like, chill. Like, I know you're trying to get your shit off, but you can hurt me. So if you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. So I think that as an experienced fighter, it's your duty to kind of educate the inexperienced guy. It's like a level thing. Like, I think it's an unwritten law. You know what I mean? If somebody is not on my level and I take advantage of that and I try to hurt them and I use the excuse that they were swinging on me hard, I think it's a little irresponsible on my end. And I just think that it's like tasteless. Like, I'd rather be the bigger person and just be like, I'm not going to hurt you even though I can. And I can't tell you how many times I've been in that situation where I could have hurt the guy and I didn't because I had more experience. You feel me? But they were trying to prove something. But I had nothing to prove, right? So the way I would prove it is not getting hit. Like, they're throwing that hard shit, and I'm like, bop, 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 bop. You know what I mean? Then I touch them, bop, and I'm like, whoop, bop, touched you. I told you, stop it, calm the fuck down. Like, that's my way of sunning them in a sense, where it's like, you might think you got me, but you ain't got me, right? So that's how I treat guys that I got more experience than. I don't ever take advantage of them. I never try to hurt them, because you can mess around and kill a guy if you got a lot more experience than the guy and you hit him with some really heavy shots. And I just won't feel good about myself, man. You know what I mean? It's just, that's not what boxing is about. Now, you got guys who do that for street clout. They do that to get videos and show off on the internet. And I think that shit is whack. Truthfully, this is not my style. And I don't like it here in the gym. I won't even allow it here in the gym. Once I see it, I mean, it happens from time to time, but once I see it, I'll address it and I'll be like, yo, we're not doing that. So yeah, I think it's your job and the coach's job to protect the up and coming guys. And if the up and coming guys don't have a good attitude and they're still trying to swing really hard and they're not cooperating, then it might be time to either stop sparring them, or the coach has to get into play, or they might have to get removed from the environment. You know what I mean? Much love. I'm gonna get back to this $1 Million Mitch. Thank you, bro. How you like it so far, my guy? Let the people know how you like $1 Million Mitch. Yo, big shout out to him for actually grabbing $1 Million Mitch, man. A lot of people say they're gonna get it. He's been telling me all week he was gonna get it, and he actually got it. So I want to say thank you for your support. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right. Bayu Sun. I don't want to be disrespectful and say your name the wrong way, but thank you again. And you got my information. You got my phone number. You can text me any questions you have. But Bo. Okay, Bo. All right. Yeah, bro. Yeah. So thank you for actually, actually getting it, man. I appreciate your support, truthfully. QB Killer, what's going on, my guy? How you doing, bro? If you just got into the chat, I just did a story time. I gave a whole story of how I got into this boxing. I'm putting the link for $1 Million Mitts into the chat right now. If y'all don't get it at this price, y'all missing out on a huge opportunity. Yeah, man, this is a huge opportunity to level up in your skills. You know, I think this and the Master Boxing Bundle together is insane if you get them both. If you get them both, yo, and you actually implement, you actually take the time. See, it's one thing for you to buy the course and then forget you own it, right? Like anybody could do that. Anybody could just say, you know what, I got an extra couple of $100. I'm going to go ahead and buy this shit and just leave it and let it collect dust. But if you actually buy it and say, I'm going to implement this, I'm going to actually watch this every day and I'm going to practice this. You know what I mean? Next time we talk, whether it be in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, you're going to definitely come back and say, yo, I'm on to something now. I'm on to something. When you add to the mittwork course, will you still get upgrades, or there would be no additional cost for everybody who takes advantage of early access? So just so you know, early access is exactly what it sounds like. I haven't even officially dropped this yet. Early access is for Black Friday because I thought Black Friday was the perfect day because I get to give it at a discount and let you guys get this shit quick. I'm adding a lot more, not just a little bit more. I'm adding a lot more. There's already a lot in there. Bo, let them know if there's a lot in there. There's already a lot in there. I'm going to be adding more, and anybody who got it now ain't going to pay no extra. But by the time I add more, I'm going to be able to justify the higher price. So you guys getting it now is going to save you guys a whole bunch of money because I'm not budging on the price. I'm telling you, I budged on my Master Boxing Bundle. I budged on everything. $1 Million Mitts, I am not. This is my flagship offer. Okay? And this is going to be something that I'm going to be selling for a lot of money in the future. And if people don't buy it, I don't give a shit because I'm not budging on something that I know is going to make you not only a better trainer, a better coach, a lot of money. I already know. So I'm not going to budge. So this is your opportunity to get it right now for Black Friday at a ridiculous price. And I promise you, we can have this talk in 60 days, 90 days, because I'm going to be going live a lot. Y'all going to be like, damn, Ant was serious. He's definitely not budging on that shit. And I can't, bro. I can't. You're looking at 25 years of dedication, bundled up. Like 11 world championship corners, Olympic corners. Look, let me show you something real quick. Hold on. How do I show y'all this? Y'all see the pictures on the wall, right? Like, how do I show? Damn, I wish I could. Damn, I could. You see the YouTube plaque over there? You see my Olympic plaque over there? Like, I got a lot. Damn, I'm gonna do a tour. I'm gonna do a tour for y'all and just show y'all the credentials. Like, I got a lot. You see the gym in the back, right? Like, I'm giving y'all the game, y'all. I'm not playing. I want to see people succeed. I just want to be paid for my services. That's all. Like I tell everybody, there's no hidden agenda with Coach Ant. I just want to be paid, and I want y'all to earn. I want y'all to succeed, and I just want there to be an exchange. That's all it is, y'all. There's no gimmicks. There's no bullshit. You know what I mean? It's just, hey, man, he's charging for his services. What did we expect? I go somewhere and I go for a haircut. I don't complain that I'm paying almost $100 for a fucking haircut and I wear a hat every day. Like, it is what it is. That's the cost, but I'm getting what I paid for. And y'all are going to be getting more than what y'all paid for, 100%. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, bro. It's crazy, beyond worth it. I appreciate it. Yes, VIP 20 for the Master Boxing Bundle. Not for $1 Million Mitts, just for the Master Boxing Bundle. Now, the Master Boxing Bundle, let's talk about that for a second. That's 16 courses, y'all. 16 courses. Okay, so I think I've done this before, but I'm dead serious this time. I am going to eliminate selling these individual courses. I'm going to make the Master Boxing Bundle one course. But right now, I've compiled 16 courses into a bundle. So you have like Build You From the Ground on 1.0, 2.0, footwork drills, how to set traps and counterpunch, angles and how to create them, how to box from the outside, how to box from the inside, how to shadow box, the Philly shell system, 150 combinations, which is 50 head, 50 body, 50 head body. You got how to box the opposite stance, which is how to fight a southpaw, or a southpaw, how to fight an orthodox fighter. So like, those are all the courses I've made over the last decade, and I've combined them into one bundle. So when I first released a lot of these courses, I was selling them for $1,000 each. They were $997. Then I ended up dropping the price, and because people were saying, "Hey man, it's a little expensive. Can you drop it?" Okay, cool. I dropped the price down. Next thing you know, I'm selling them for $197. I was selling them really for a long time for $299. They were selling for $300 for a long time, but then I dropped it down to $197. Then I did $97. For Black Friday right now, you can get an individual course for $47, a mini bundle for $47, or you could just get the whole Master Boxing Bundle for $267. With the VIP 20, it's $247 for 16 courses. So, like, when you really think about it, if I do some math, 247 divided by 16, you're paying $15. You're paying $15 a course at 247. You're paying $15 a course. You don't think that my information is worth $15 a course? I'm just saying, y'all, like, I'm not trying to rob nobody. I ain't trying to break the bank, y'all. I'm just trying to get paid for my services. And truthfully, that's me slapping myself in the face. You feel me? Also, Coach, you later on consider making a certified trainer of CA boxers so they will come to you and be tested for merit. Yes, 100%. So that's going to be part of my inner circle. So when you get the $1 million mitts, you'll be pushed to a page that will ask you if you want to be part of my inner circle. Okay, you could book a call with me. Now, of course, the inner circle is going to be an additional cost. But if you are interested in that, you book a call with me. We get on a call, and then we come up with a game plan. And yes, a certification will definitely 100% be involved. So that's definitely something. Did you get the Master Boxing Bundle? I mean, the $1 million mitts review to earn? Did you get the $1 million mitts? You have it, or you're about to purchase it and you're just curious? Haven't paid for it, but I know you the real deal. And Eddie helped my game a lot. Yeah, bro. Listen, bro. Grab it now. My email registration didn't come through for the early bird. I'm not sure what that means, bro. But right now you are early bird. Anybody who gets it now is part of the early bird special. Okay, I'm running this right now. You still got an opportunity. I'm putting the link in there for you right now. Okay, so if you get it now, you are early bird. But once this price goes up, you will no longer be early bird. So no, you are, maybe your email, you didn't get an email, whatever. I don't know why you didn't get the email, but if you just click that link that I just put in there right now, you can grab it this moment. No problem, bro. And then listen, you could book a call with me after you grab it, and then we could talk about the certifications and stuff. I'm actually gonna be certifying a trainer very soon, a Muay Thai trainer. He's from Boston, and he's already paid me for a certification. So I'm gonna be coaching him teaching him some boxing that he could implement with his Muay Thai from the mittwork course. So it'll be really dope. Let me get Instagram involved with this, man. I have not gotten, I didn't do a live stream on Instagram. I want to just go ahead and just let people know what I'm doing. I'm having fun, man. I'm chopping it with y'all tonight, y'all. I am not in a rush. We gonna hang out. I might even grab some coffee, man. I might even grab some coffee. So listen, you know, usually I get out of here in an hour. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. So if y'all down to hang out, we could do that. You feel me? Let me just go ahead and talk to the gram real quick. I have y'all say what's up to the gram live on Instagram right now. Live on Instagram. But yo, YouTube, hang out with me, man. We chilling tonight, man. Go get yourself a drink. Go get a coffee. Get comfortable. Like, y'all ain't got nothing to do. I'm here with y'all tonight. Yo, what's going on? Instagram, what's good? Yo, Coach, what's good? Warehouse, what's good? Mateo Boxing, what up? How y'all doing? The Phenom, what up? How you doing, bro? King Richard, what up? How you doing? I am live on YouTube right now. Say what's up, YouTube. Say what's up. I'm live on YouTube right now, man. Original Gladiator. Yo, King Richard, bro. Go to my story, click the link, and get in here, man. Come hang out with me on YouTube, bro. Come hang out with me on YouTube. Original Gladiator School. What's up? How you doing? Pull up on me, man. I'm just live right now. Emilio, what's up, my guy? How you doing, bro? Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. We in the facility right now. We live. We just grinding out, yo. We just grinding. We chilling. It's Friday night. I'm not at the club. I'm not at the bar. Right? Come over here to my YouTube channel and come hang out. Come out. If you ain't outside, if you ain't doing nothing, come chill, man. Come chill. We are live on YouTube right now. We are live on YouTube right now. Boxing for Life. Ronnie, what up, bro? How you doing? We are live on YouTube right now. We live on YouTube right now, just kicking it, man. So Rico Santana, what up, bro? We chilling. Mir, what up, bro? I see you. Oh, shoot. 3 weeks sober. That's what's up, bro. All right, Instagram. Y'all dying on me, so I'm about to slide. I'm going back to YouTube. Y'all know where I'm at. I see you, Ronnie. What's good, bro? I'm on YouTube right now, guys. So Instagram looks like it's dying on me, so I'm going back to YouTube. But if you guys go to the link, you guys can come chill with me on YouTube real quick. That's where I'm at. All right, y'all. Peace. Damn, my guy is 3 weeks sober. Shout out to you, bro. I didn't know that you had an issue with alcohol, man, or whatever you're dealing with. I don't know what you're sober from, but that's good for you, man. You know, I wanted to do something for December. Like, I've always thought about personal development, like starting some sort of a personal development accountability type thing. Let me know if you guys think that would be interesting, or you guys only give a fuck about me for boxing. You can be honest. It's all good. You can be honest, bro. But let me know, man, because December's coming up. I kind of want to do disciplined Decembers, man. I've always said I wanted to do it, but now I'm freaking motivated to do it. How was your holiday? My holiday was great, bro. My holiday was great, man. Spent time with the family, ate a lot. But it's all good because disciplined December starts on Monday. So, you know, I can eat a little bit this weekend because on Monday, man, I'm going on a serious diet. I'm trying to buy $1 million Mitch right now. Let's go. As soon as you buy it, let me know, Paul. As soon as you buy it, let me know, Paul. Super excited, man. Super excited for you, bro. You're going to love it. I promise you. Shout out to my man, Paul Haynes. He's trying to buy $1 million Mitch right now. He's about to buy it right now. As soon as you buy it, bro, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. To my man, Paul Haynes. You just made my story, Paul. Facts. As soon as you get it, let me know. I'm leaving that comment right on the screen, Paul, till you come through and say it's purchased. I'm waiting for that to come through. Any questions you guys got? My man said, let's go, Paul. Listen, I'm hanging out, man. Who wants to come up here and talk to me, man? Let me know if you want to come up here and talk to me. I'll send the link right now. We could talk right now. That's how I'm feeling right now. Should I go get a coffee? It's 11:26. Should I get a coffee and stay the hell up with y'all? We're going to pull an all-nighter tonight. Pause. You feel me? Like, let me know where y'all at with it, man. Let me call Eddie, see what Eddie's doing. See if Eddie want to come hang out with us, man. Let me see, man. Let's see what Eddie's doing, bro. Eddie's my bro. I love chopping it up with Eddie on these live streams. Calling Eddie Chambers direct.
Yo.
What's good, Eddie? You want to talk or you want to chop it up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you the link to your email.
All right. I'll go up there in a second.
Oh shit, y'all. I got Eddie Chambers on the way. Let's go, Paul Haynes. Facts. Eddie Chambers. Yo, Rico, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I just told the whole story, literally in the beginning of this stream. You gotta go back and watch this from the very beginning. I'll give you a short version right now, but you don't want to miss this. So if you didn't see this from the beginning, as soon as this live ends, just watch it from the beginning. Basically, I started because I thought I could fight. And I walked into a boxing gym thinking I could fight, and I got my ass beat. Make a long story short, but I actually really did that. Now, hold on. There is a part that I missed. Though. Hold on. The Master Boxing Bundle is the most complete bundle I own, and the way he teaches it straight to the point without the fluff. That's what I'm talking about right there. Hold on, man. That's got to go up. Paul, did you get the $1 million mitts yet? The Master Boxing Bundle is the most complete bundle I own, and the way he teaches it straight to the point without the bluff. Yo, thank you, Paul, man. Thank you for this, man, because I need testimonials. If you bought anything from me, I need testimonials, man. I need testimonials because I know for a fact that y'all learning. Hey, Coach Anthony, I purchased $1 million bits and definitely up my game. I'm learning how to become a pad man. Sage Gear in the building. Shout out to Sage Gear, man. This guy does it all. Sage sells clothes, okay? He sells clothes. He boxes. He takes pictures. He takes video, okay? And Now he's learning how to be a mitt man. And he supports. He actually bought it. So shout out to my guy Sage in the building, supporting the brand. And yeah, bro. Listen, AI is stealing jobs, guys. AI is stealing jobs. But you know what AI can't steal? Is your skill set getting in front of somebody with a pair of mitts. Unless they create a fucking robot, which they probably will in the next 5 years, that can hold mitts better than a human, you got yourself a good career path. Because you can charge $100, $200 an hour, eventually open up a facility, open up a gym. You see what I'm trying to say? There's all types of stuff you could do. It all starts with a pair of mitts and a skill set. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, for sure. Coach, no days off November reminded me to run through the master boxer. As you forget, it reminds you of the stuff you missed. 100%, bro. 100%. Hold on. I gotta get rid of this fucking live stream. I did not think my live got saved to the I gotta delete this. I'm tripping.
This is the same joy.
Fast Eddie Chamber.
Yo, what the fuck? That was a long one right there.
Hey, yo.
That's what I said.
Yo. I did not call you on here for this, bro.
No, my bad.
Yo,
My
Z was really wilding, yo, when she was talking about, yo, you gotta close your cheeks when you get into your boxing stuff.
Yo, she did.
Yo, what was he talking about?
Like, because we was talking about like how you have that little slight hip hinge and have bent knees or whatever. And she's like, oh, you can squeeze your cheeks together.
Yeah, she's talking about
I'm like
cheeks, bro. Nah, she's wild.
I'm like, that shit don't help me none. I ain't gonna lie. That ain't what it is for me. Hell to the no. Yo, that yo, she said the cheeks together. Nah, we ain't on that type time. We different.
Yeah. So yo, Eddie, man, so I just gave a crazy story. I gave my whole backstory about how I got into boxing. You know a lot of it. I told him I walked into a gym, got my ass beat, thinking I could fight, and then from there,
I remember the story.
Yeah, then it turned into me sticking around and training, eventually competing, and then eventually me going to a gym that had all the Luduva fighters: Vernon Forrest, Kasim Uma, Danny Edward, Vernon Forrest. I think I said that already. Did I say Zeb Judah already? Andrew Galata, Emmanuel Augustus. Me learning from not only learning from the fighters, but learning from the coaches. Me getting an opportunity to train with Johnny Bump City Bumpus, who was a 1982 world champion. Even though I had an opportunity to fight pro, the amount of experience I got just being around the proximity of a lot of these top-notch fighters, and then of course, when my amateur experience, which is nothing to brag about, but I always had good technical skills. And then from there, me going into opening a gym, you know what I'm saying? I told people when I first came up here, I was coming up here and I was sparring by myself. I'd go spar Terrence Carlton by himself. I'd go to Shooters where you was training at, hook up with Buster and spar whoever he had me go. I'd go to Camden. Like I was sparring like I was just like a fighter, and I was just trying to keep myself sharp. And then I told him how I met Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy actually worked my corner when I first met Hank, which is a funny story. I was sparring at 10th round in PA, and Hank Lundy happened to be training there, saw me sparring somebody, and I was kind of like having a hard spar with the dude. Like when I say hard, not that I was having a hard time for me, but more so like it was a rumble. And Hank was like, yo, why you doing that? He said, box. And I was like, all right, cool. So then I'm boxing him. I start boxing. I'm cooking the dude. And at the end of it, you know what I'm saying, me and Hank, you know, kind of, I was like, yo, thank you for that. You know what I mean? So that me and Hank got it, you know, exchange information. And then Hank saw me holding mitts for, you know, other people, for the people at my gym and stuff like that. And then Hank reached out to me and was like, yo, I really like how you hold mitts, bro. Like, yo, what's up? Would you help me get sharp for my next fight? I'm fighting Thomas DeLorme on HBO in Madison Square Garden. I'm like, of course I will. Motherfucker, like, what kind of question is that? Of course I will. So it was just an opportunity. And then from there, it turned into him fighting more fights. Mauricio Herrera, then we fought Terrence Crawford, arguably the best fighter of this time, of this particular era, you know, the last decade, I'd say. And I got an opportunity to say I've cornered against him. Then from there, went from that to working with Outlaw Eric Hunter, who you obviously know.
Yeah, of course.
Working with, and how can I forget King Mo? I didn't even add King Mo. King Mo was a big part of my journey. And what's cool is King Mo was also being coached by Jeff Mayweather at the time. So Jeff Mayweather was his boxing coach, and he called me in to be a boxing coach because he saw me training down an American Top Team with another fighter by the name of Brian Houston, who was in the UFC at the time. And King Mo saw me and was like, yo, who you train? I said, I train Hank Lundy, Outlaw Eric Hunter, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yo, Hank Lundy's my favorite fighter. Yo, would you be my boxing coach? Make a long story short, I was like, yeah, for sure. So I started working with King Mo. Traveled the world, been to Japan, been to the fucking UK, been to Ireland, been to Dubai, been to, what other countries have I been to, man? Been throughout the Caribbean islands, you know, Jamaica, and been to Puerto Rico. Obviously, I'm Puerto Rican, but still, Dominican Republic. There's a lot of different places, and it was all due to boxing. And on top of that, not to add all the traveling, I mean, me and you fought in California together. I was telling Dad, how did I forget that me and Eddie had fights together? I'm so used to us just working together on these courses that I forget that we actually fought a couple of guys. But all of this started with understanding marketing, but not only understanding marketing, being good at what I do. And I'm proud to say I'm good at what I do. Just like I'm sure you're proud to say you was a very good professional fighter, you know, world-class fighter. Like, I'm trying to let people know, like, it all starts with the skill set. You feel me? It all starts with the skill set. And if they just let people who's done it already guide them, how much quicker will they get there? What's your thoughts on that, Eddie?
I actually agree. I think obviously a lot of trainers, most trainers, are guys who fought before. You know what I mean? Be it if they went professional or even didn't go professional. I don't think Emmanuel Stewart ever turned pro. And Emmanuel Stewart became one of the greatest trainers there was. I mean, you got other guys like Freddie Roach, who was, you know, a decent fighter, but was never really the big time fighter. Now you got guys coming around like, you know, Malik Scott, who's a former fighter, getting a lot of press now. He used to, because of who he'd been working with Deontay and all, and even Jonathan Banks. Jonathan Banks is obviously another former fighter too that's out here, you know. But then you look at the Buddy McGirts, you know what I mean? Buddy McGirt, one of the top pound for pound fighters at one time, being a great trainer. You know what I mean? So I think it's just like anything else. It's like any other sport. You know, there's a certain fraternity of guys. Now, granted, there are very few that ever get in here and get into that fraternity who hasn't fought. Typically, is going to be somebody who has experience along with the information. Now, there are guys who didn't fight.
And it's crazy you say that, yo, and I don't mean to cut you off, but shout out to Mickey Bay, because I remember when I was hanging out with Vegas, we all know that Mickey Bay was a great fighter, a good fighter, very good. I would say very good fighter, could have been great. I don't think he got the opportunity to show how great he was, but very good fighter, obviously. And I was with him in Vegas, and we was talking about me, and we was talking about how I never fought pro. He said, yeah, and you never fought pro. He said, but you're in the fraternity. And when he said that, it was like, it made me feel good, because it's like, at least I know that guys at your level, guys like yourself, Eddie, guys like me, guys like that, like, they still respect me enough to say, you're in the fraternity, because I've proven my work over the years. You know what I mean? I'm not just trying to like boast about myself, but I want the people who know me and who don't know me to know a little bit more about me. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. Like, most, if not all, you got the calls, you know what I mean, from those elite trainers. speaking of elite trainers that don't have to necessarily be elite fighters, one of the ones that come to mind is Terrence Crawford's trainer, Boatmac. You ain't got to be the best fighter in the world to become one of the best trainers in the world. It's all about the knowledge. Some guys aren't gonna end up being great fighters. There's opportunity issues. There's, maybe their mentality at the time wasn't, for what it was, what it needed to be a great fighter. You know what I mean? Discipline things. You know what I mean? But as you get older, you get wiser, and sometimes those who can't do necessarily teach, and that's what happens. And what happened to some of these other guys. But that, like I said, that comes with experience. The more time you spend doing it, you know what I mean? Be it either you a fighter or a trainer, you know what I mean? You just got to stick with it. And a lot of these guys, like even myself, like I'm not what you want to call a great trainer yet. I haven't had an opportunity to become a great trainer, but I'm really knowledgeable about boxing, and I've learned from a lot of the greats. You know what I mean? So
I think being a trainer is no different than being a fighter. It's all about putting the reps in and having the experience on the other side. Because I think that when fighters become trainers, it's a learning curve of not everybody could do what you could do. Not everybody has the same mentality that you particularly have. So you learning how to adjust to the fighter as just as important as the fighter adjusting in the fight. Like coach has to adjust to a different. Like me, I've worked with you. I've worked with Raymond Ford. I've worked with Tevin Farmer. I've worked with Hank Lundy. I've had my amateur team, that was very successful at my old gym, and now we're building up a whole different group of guys like Javon right now, who's one of our novices who, has 3 amateur fights or 4 amateur fights. I think he's 3-1 or something right now. And him fighting totally different than like Nas, or Nas fighting totally different than like, I don't know, Maz, or Maz fighting different than Omar, right? Like learning that everybody has their own personality that goes with their own natural inclinations, attributes, and stuff like that. And I think once a fighter can learn how to adjust to those personality types, that sky's the limit, because you've already been in the ring 1,000 times. You've already been punching your face 1,000 times. You've already been knocked out before. You got experience that I don't have as a fighter. Like, yes, I feel like I could box just as good as anybody, but I've never done it under those lights like you have. So you being a guy who's done it under those lights, all you have to do now is learn how to adapt to all different personality types. And I think after that, bro, it's like, what can't you do? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree. And like you said, you got the main thing is understanding not everybody is you, and not everybody's going to be a seasoned fighter as soon as they step into the ring, even as a professional. It takes time to develop that. And also, we got to understand that being a trainer is also being a personal, like, I don't want to say a friend, but to a degree, something like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of understand who it is, and understand their personality. It's a personal relationship, just like pause if you had a girlfriend, right? But you have to understand the lines that you cross and you don't cross with them. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to talk to them. You know how to communicate in other ways, body language. You got to understand things about the fighter that that maybe another person might not. You know what I'm saying? So you can have that relationship, develop that chemistry with them, so that the relationship can cultivate them into a fighter that may be something to be reckoned with down the line. A champion or high level contender. Because let's not get fooled and think that every single fighter we ever work with, or every fighter that we know or we are tied to, is going to be championship level. But we can try to do the best that we can, turn them into the best fighter they can be.
Let me read this comment out loud. I love comments like this, especially since I'm trying to sell the freaking system right now. I finished $1 Million Miss a Day, and I love the technical breakdowns, the body roll, the counters, the cash flow. The whole course is great. I'm going to implement this with my clients on Sunday. Now, what I really love about what he just said was He's going to implement it with his clients on Sunday. He actually is the one who brought it up to my attention. Like, yo, Ant, can I write this off? I have an LLC. I'm like, yes, you can write it off. And what's beautiful about that is he understands investing into something so he can go ahead and monetize it and basically make all his money back. Like, that's all he's going to do is take the skill set and make all his money back, because people are going to now see him. And he's a guy who knows how to box. I've actually done Zoom calls with him and stuff like that during COVID. He knows how to box. He understands boxing. And he might have even fought a few times. Yeah, I think you fought, right? You showed me a few of your fights, right? Let me know in the chat. I'm pretty sure it was him. But anyway, now people are going to go to him and see him holding the mitts and all this. And they're going to be like, yo, I want to learn that. You know what I mean? And that's where he's going to go ahead and be even better at what he does. And like I said, the course, we're going to continue to update it, guys. So if you go ahead and get it this weekend, you are going to be grandfathered in. Like, it's really a fucking no-brainer. Like, seriously, man. Like, Eddie, man, like, you've been holding mitts now for about a year as a coach consistently. What's your thoughts about mitt work, and how do your clients like it, and how do the members that you work with like it? Like, tell me, and how do you like it as just somebody who's on the other side?
Honestly, if it ain't for mitts, and a lot of, especially when you're doing personals, I mean, there's so many things that you can do with them. You know what I mean? I think personally, a lot of guys who are new or just learning in general should be shadow boxing as much as possible, but a close second, and it's more so the desire from the clients. They all love to hit mitts. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy holding them. I do it for, several fighters. Obviously, our fighters in the gym, people who are brand new to people who've been boxing for years, and everybody seems to absolutely love the mitts. It's a skill set that is paramount for any person who is training. Even if you're a fitness trainer and you add this to that part of your game, this can get you so many more clients. Even if like, yo, you could one day say to your client, hey, you ever think about doing any boxing? I'm like, they said, oh, not really, but well, how about this? I got some gloves here. Let's do a little bit of a warm up with the mitts. Put them gloves on. They hit the mitts for the first time ever, even if they don't know shit about it and they don't know how to hold their hands that well. They're going to absolutely love it, because I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've seen people for the first time they hit mitts, and then they come back to you every day like, oh, can I do that again? Can we do some mitts? All of the guys in the gym, like, I'll be sitting in the ring for like 2-3 hours sometime, almost the entire time that we're in the gym doing the training sessions and the classes, and people will be consistently coming doing the mitts. Like I said, I'll be in the ring for 3 hours. So mitts, the pads, whatever you want to call them, are paramount, are extremely important for trainers going forward. This is going to be something that people need, that people want. It's going to make you a hell of a lot of money if you do it right. You can figure out a way to monetize what you learn here from Ant.
No, man, for sure, man. And you see, I've seen a lot of trainers try to bash mitt work, and
yeah,
they try to talk bad on mitt work, and I get it. See, there's a difference between a fighter who relies on mitt work and getting good mitt work. Like, you have to understand the difference. Like, if you're a fitness client and you're not trying to be a fighter, then hey, mitt work is great. If you're a fighter and you want to work on a specific thing that needs to be worked on, or you just want to work through like just a bunch, mitt work is great. The problem comes in when people rely on only mitt work. Like, they're not motivated to hit a heavy bag. They're not motivated to do their core. They're not motivated to do their road work. They're avoiding sparring. They're avoiding shadow boxing. They're avoiding strength work and straight. Now we got a problem. But as a part of a training protocol, if you have a good mitt guy, that is a fantastic addition to your fucking training, because it's like you're sparring without sparring. And especially if you get somebody who's teaching you the right way. And then when you add the little flash and dazzle that we like to add, the real fancy stuff, it just makes it fun. So all these trainers out here who try to bad talk mitt work, chances are they're not good at mitt work, or they don't want to hold mitts because they're lazy and fat and out of shape, and they don't want to fucking do any work. They just want to sit down on a chair and point their fucking finger, or they just want to sound smarter than what the fuck they are so they can sound cool by saying, oh, this guy didn't hit mitts, this guy didn't hit mitts. Yeah, congratulations. But a lot of fighters do hit mitts, and a lot of fighters get good mitt work, and a lot of fighters are winning their fights. And we're not saying that mitts is the only thing that's going to help you become a fighter, or we're not saying mitts is the only part of boxing implementation, but this fucking speed bag is part of the boxing routine, the heavy bag, the double end bag, the shadow boxing, the sparring, the drills, the mitt work, the jump rope, the core. It's all part of a synergy. I've been talking about the synergy all day. That's everything working together as one. You know, today, Eddie, when I was holding mitts for one of our female members in the gym, Z, shout out to Z. That's the CA boxing queen. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Z. Z, I couldn't see what I wanted to see. So what did I do, Eddie? I handed you the mitts. Yep. And then I stood on the outside and I was looking at her form and technique from the outside. And then the same thing, vice versa. When I was holding the mitts, I was asking your opinion from the outside. So sometimes we hold the mitts. Sometimes I implement an extra set of eyes to help. Like, it's all about getting the athlete to do what they have to do. And a lot of the times the mitt work is the motivator and the way to get them to do it because it's very personal. You feel me?
That is 100% factual. You know, a lot of people don't want to think about how important the personal part of personal training is.
Yeah, exactly.
That the relationship you have with the fighter or the client is an extremely important part of retaining them. If you have strictly professional, don't really pay attention to them that much, don't find out the ins and outs or work on their technique or work on things that they may be interested in, chances are you might lose that client. You know what I mean, in the long run. But especially if they can find a better trainer like, Coach Anthony or Eddie Chambers, maybe. If you don't focus on them and give them enough attention in the ways that they deserve, especially if they're paying you money, most likely you're going to lose that client. So the idea is to give them what they're expecting, but also give them a little more. You know what I mean? Show them the right attention. Show them that if they weren't with you, right, or when they're not with you, that they're going to miss coming in and getting work in, pads in, the bag in, the information. You know what I mean? They're looking at videos and they're watching other people and saying, damn, you know what I mean? I'm learning how to do this in person with two great trainers or one great trainer, depending on the situation. But this is what you need to hear and you need to have with your client. You got to have that good relationship. You also got to really be able to give them solid information. And if you can't do that, what we doing?
No, facts, 100%, man. Now, what I was also telling people about today, because I was talking to a guy today. I had a coaching call with a guy today, and we were talking about the Master Boxing Bundle. And he was just like, how do you sell it for so cheap? Like, I know this sounded like an infomercial today, but of course it is, because this is my one opportunity, Black Friday, for you guys to get my shit at a ridiculously cheap price. And Eddie, I'm surprised. Like so, with the Master Boxing Bundle, he was like, "Yo, he was like, how do you do it for so cheap?" I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to break the bank, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I want people to afford it. I want them to have the information. He paid like $8,000 for somebody to give him some information that he said hasn't even made him any money back, right? And I'm just like, bro, you can literally get the $1 Million Mitts course and you'll start making money like fucking Monday if you just promote yourself. Like, and guys are spending $8,000 to these marketing companies that are giving them generic information. Like, we're giving you specialized information. The Master Boxing Bundle also is not just for the fighter. A lot of people look at it as just for the fighter, but really a coach could watch it and be like, oh, that's how I'm going to teach my students. That's what the freaking guy did who was 16-1 from Dubai. Like, I'm using it for he's a fighter, bro. 17 pro fights. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you want to learn from me? He's like, man, everything. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
It's crazy, man. Guys,
Coach Anthony, right?
right now, if you guys are in the chat right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link again for the $1 Million Mitch, and I want you guys to ask us some questions, man. Listen, it's not every day. I know you guys are getting used to us being live every single day. I know you guys are getting used to us being live, but I won't be going live every single day forever. You know what I mean? There's gonna be days I'm not gonna be live, so you guys want to take advantage of this. Talk to me, talk to Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Eddie, let's talk about you a little bit, man. What's new with your channel? What's new with Fight Like a Pro? Let them know how they could find you. Let them know what you got going on, what you got cooking. Well,
we're just trying to bring an extension of good boxing, man. Like you get at this channel. It's we're now starting to put out the shorts and different things that like quick little hitters of information, things that quality, real time, real life boxing things that can work. No, like I said, no different than this channel has been producing and what we've been talking about for years, but not even say a different spin. You know what I mean? It's just boxing. It's just different information from a different source, with the idea of getting out there, professional kind of level training, but from a fighter's perspective. You know what I'm saying? From like examples of how to do moves that I've actually done inside the ring. Stuff that fit my style, but stuff that can fit another person's style who may not fight exactly like me, but they could take bits and pieces from it. You understand what I'm saying? Situational things, situational breakdowns, things that could even help you with self-defense, all kinds of different things, man. There's just so much to offer. There's so much to talk about there.
No, 100%. I think, listen, man, even though you've been part of my channel for so long and you've basically done stuff for so long as a demonstrating partner on my channel and people, and you probably say to yourself, fuck, man, what else can I be part of? Like, I've already fucking done so much on Ant's channel. Like, me and you think so much alike when it comes to boxing. We have a lot of similarities. You know what I mean? It's still, what I tell people is the devil is in the details. So there's little details that maybe I say a certain way or maybe you say a certain way, certain preferences that you may have that maybe I may have. And even though we're partners and we look at things very similarly, you might say something in a way that, I might say something in a way, So then it becomes a thing where it's like, well, I'm glad I heard Eddie say it that way because I didn't think of it that way. Or I like how Coach Ann explained this way because I didn't think of it that way. So it's like getting it from you, because you've been just, a lot of the times you've been mute on my channel. You've just been showing it. Now to get to hear you talk about it, now it's like, okay, that's cool to hear Eddie talk and explain. So if you're not subscribed to Eddie's channel, y'all need to get over there because he's giving y'all abundance of game. You're talking about 25 years of freaking pro fight experience. He's obviously all over my shit. If he wasn't on my courses, if I have him on my courses, chances are I think very highly of him. So you guys definitely need to get over to his channel and check out what he's got going on, because I'm sure he's going to have some gems and stuff early next year that he's probably going to be providing that you guys are going to want to jump on. Like, the goal is education, guys. Like, if we're not getting better, you're getting worse. Phil Jackson said it the best. I know you're a basketball guy. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And this is a freaking fact. I don't give a shit. There is no such thing as this. This is bullshit. Anybody who thinks this is life, I'll just chill right here. No, it doesn't work like that. Because you get older, your body don't work the same, inflation, financial. If you're doing this is what's really happening. You just don't notice it. You just don't fucking notice it. You got to get better just to keep up. Because as you're getting better, life is getting harder. And guess what? Now you can rise. But if you think that you're just going to fucking, I'm cool where I'm at. Well, if you're cool where you're at, let's just say you were cool where you're at 20 years ago when $10 an hour was a decent job. You think you'd be surviving right now? If you was cool.
It's 0 hours.
When you got in shape for the first time and you said, I don't got to work out no more. I'm in shape. Do you think you still be in shape? You see what I'm trying to say? Like, always got to get better. You got to stay on top of this shit. Imagine you still dressing the way you dressed back in the fucking. Actually, you might get away with it now because the way fashion is everything. But You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna look like, outdated as a motherfucker. Like, you gotta keep up. You gotta keep up with yourself. You gotta get better. You gotta continue learning. Even me as a coach, even me as a course creator, even me as a YouTuber, even me as a gym owner. I was asking members today in the gym, what can we do in the gym to make your experience better? They're like, I didn't think about it because I love the experience here. I'm like, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
but still, I want people to say, I fucking love it here. I want people who buy my courses to say, that was the best fucking course I ever bought in my life. I want people to say, this was the best live stream I spent 2 hours on. That's what I want people to say. And if they're not saying it, that's okay. They will say it eventually, hopefully, because I'm going to work toward constantly getting better. You feel me?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. You're not working hard to improve. Yeah. Typically, you're going to go down. You know what I mean? You don't want to feel safe. You don't want to feel okay. You want to feel great at all times with your workload. You know what I mean? You got to be ambitious about where you are or where you want to be or where you want to go. You know what I mean? There still needs to be that need to go up. Because if you're not going up, staying even, staying level is not necessarily a good tactic for improving in the future.
Yeah, let's ask my guy. Let's my boy ask a few questions. Let me see what he's saying. Coach, started boxing at 19. How much time would it take to become a successful pro champion? Well, I got a little experience with this situation because I work with a fighter by the name of Tevin Farmer, who started at 19 years old. And he became a world champion when he was 28 years old. So let's do some math here. Eddie, when did you fight for the world title?
When I was 28 years old.
28 years old. So it took Eddie a little longer.
Well, you know why? You know why? It was for me. I turned pro at 18, but I only had 4 years amateur.
Okay,
so
hold on. Okay, so there you go. So on average, we're talking about a 10-year professional run.
Yeah.
On average, because you started at 18, you fought pro when you were 20. You fought for the world title at 28. Tevin started at 19. He fought for the world championship at 28. So you might have fought at 27 for the first title, which was Kenichi Ogawa. So it's about a 10-year. We're talking about a 10-year average here. That's not a bad average.
Yeah,
Let's say anywhere. I mean, depending on how good you was as an amateur. But if you take into consideration amateur pedigree, it could be longer.
Well, like with me, initially, I was 25 when I fought Povetkin. I was 25, about to be 26. And the only reason I didn't fight for the title at 26 years old, because I would have probably fought Vladimir at that time, is because I lost to Povetkin, which was the first eliminator I had. So I had to wait a couple years before I got another opportunity. And once I did, I had to wait another year or so before I got another opportunity, because that fight was when it was 2008. I actually got the fight for Vladimir in 2010, but I fought for the second eliminator just the following year in 2009. You know what I mean? But so I could have gotten it a little earlier, but it's just the way the ball bounces sometimes. So actually, I'm close to about 10 years. Yeah, or about 10 years. It's not a bad average. Maybe it might be less for, like you said, guys who are more experienced coming out of the amateurs. You know what I mean? Lomachenko being one who got it right away.
Coach, what do you think Tevin's best at in his game? I think he's got really good instincts, really good upper body movement when he's on point. I think he does a great job of slipping and rolling under shots and timing shots defensively. I don't necessarily know that he's actually. I wouldn't say like everything that he does is something that he was taught. I feel like he's a natural at a lot of what he does. But for me, I think it's just his instincts, really good instincts defensively when he's on top of his game. When he's at his best, his defensive instincts are really, really, really good. Very difficult to hit.
He's a superb fighter. You know what I mean? Superb. I really like watching him.
Yeah, very similar to a James Toney, man. A lot of people compare Purnell, but I think he's more like James.
Nice.
That's the southpaw version. Yeah, Eddie, bro. So how about you, man? Anything in particular in your boxing that you can remember that you could share with the people that you think is like something that they might not know about you?
Well, I could say, how about this? I've been to, I don't know if, this is something that is, no, but I've been to a lot of camps. And this is something more so for the fighters, people who are interested in, being professional or getting, just understanding what it's like and what the journey is about. Um, I've been to, I don't know how many, I can't even count how many professional camps, how many top level professional camps that I've been to, but that's part of the journey of getting better and understanding your worth as a fighter. Because when you first go to these camps, you could be a little starstruck, a little nervous, a little worried, just like I'm getting my ass whipped by all these good fighters. But once you get in there and you start to understand, especially if you are a good young fighter and you got skills and you're this and that, and you put a lot of work in, that you're actually able to be competitive with them and understand that this is part of the journey to get better. And even if you are having a hard time, even if you are getting in there and you're struggling with some of these guys, this is an important part of the journey to get better, to understand that it's possible to improve enough, not just from fucking being at that camp, but consistently being in the gym and going to different ones. You know what I mean? Even if you're going and getting your ass kicked every single time you go to one of these, is giving you information. You know what I mean? Is you're downloading, you're understanding this style might be difficult for me, and these are the different things that I can do. And when I first went to like the UK, I got with the Fury camp. You could believe that the working with Tyson and Huey and all the other different fighters that they were bringing was hard at first, especially when I was trying to get myself in shape and at a slightly older age of 32, which 31, 32, it's not old, but at that time, being in there with them 21 and 25-year-old and all these young motherfuckers just running around doing things easily, when I got to kind of stretch and warm up before I get started, it's not as easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not as easy. But, when you put the work in, you put in the time, you put in the rounds, you get better. So I would recommend for all the guys who, are amateurs getting ready to go turn pro, or, amateurs that are just trying to get better and trying to figure out a way to improve their game. That would be a way, is if you got connections, with some people around, just some gym owners, some professional promoters, something you may know if you maybe think about turning pro. I think it's really important that you talk to them and try to get put into some of these professional level camps. You know what I mean? When guys got fights coming up, jump in there, try to learn from them. You know what I mean? Get some, Monty Barrett was one of the first camps I went to. I don't know if I talked about this, but
shout out to Monty Barrett, man. He showed me so
yeah,
much love when he met me, man. Shout out to Monty.
same here. And me and my brother Steve went up to that camp, man. He up there, he's in the car, driving us different places. There ain't much out there in them Catskills, you know what I mean, where we was at. But he would take us different places, like take us to the city or whatever. We go get movies and different stuff like that. But he would give us game about some of the basic things that we should be looking for, what's up with some of these managers, some of these promoters. You know what I mean? But also he was giving me game in the ring, and I was able to learn some things from him. You know what I mean? As we were up there working, I worked with him for Dominic Gwynn, and I forget who the other fight was I worked with him for, but I think he won both fights. And it was an experience that I will always remember, and I'll appreciate him for forever. So, that was one. My guy Sim Rockman is another one that we worked with, and all of these guys were giving us game, and it's extremely important that we use some of these guys who were already at the high level. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not always the trainers, sometimes it's the peers, your peers that can help you, guys who you may be fighting with who's a little more experienced. So if y'all can, please work your way into some of these camps. Learn from these guys. It might get beat up a little bit, but it's worth it.
And listen, man, it doesn't have to be these top guys, because a lot of the people in the chat listening might just be regular people learning how to compete, right? So let's just say, I'll give you an example. Let's just say you're a local guy and you never boxed before, right? And if you take Eddie's advice at your level, it would be more so like come down to CA Boxing Gym and come train with us, and then you'll learn how to behave like a fighter. Then once you're here and you get better, then we'll start looking for higher level guys for you to be part of their particular camp. So what Eddie was talking about was more so like, you know, as a professional, but maybe you're not a professional, but just being around the right atmosphere is damn near like being in a camp. So get in where you fit in, if that makes any sense. The whole point is get around people that are doing what you're trying to do and doing at a high level. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take a quick back break. I'm going to play this commercial. Then I'm going to show them a quick teaser from the course. Since you guys been sticking around, I'm going to show you guys a teaser and show you guys a little bit behind the scenes of what we've done on the $1 Million Mitts, and maybe even a little bit more after that, man. So check out this commercial. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
For $1 Million Mitts. Why did I call this $1 Million Mitts? Because I'm going to make you look like $1 million bucks, man. As long as you let me guide you, as long as you listen, as you learn the stuff that I'm going to teach you with a pair of mitts. I'm going to level up your mitt game 100%. I got a lot of things to say about mitt work because mitt work literally changed my life.
What's his full name? What's Coach Anthony's? Anthony's first name was Anthony's last name.
Anthony Rodriguez, Coach Anthony, and that corner of Ray Ford.
A lot of people don't know, when I first came into this boxing game as a trainer, you know, mitts was really what people hired me for. Working with professional fighters that put me in world title corners right off the bat just because they like the way I hold a pair of mitts. This is something that your clients are gonna love. This is something that your fighters are gonna love. Always a lane for somebody who knows how to hold mitts. The one thing that I could say is if you're gonna do something, you wanna do it the right way. I like to think that I'm a person who could teach you how to do this at the highest level, considering I've been to the highest level of boxing.
2 rounds, and you're a world champion, but you gotta work. He is a defending world champion, fighting tonight
With head trainer, Freddie Anthony Rodriguez.
I work with some of the best boxers in the world. Mitts is what literally put me in that position. You could be a great coach, you could be a great teacher, you could be a great personal trainer. But this is what's gonna capture their eyes. This is what's gonna make people look at you and make people say, hey man, that guy knows what he's doing. I wanna go ahead and work with that person. I'm gonna teach you, it doesn't matter if you have 0 experience or if you have a lot of experience, there's gonna be modules in this course that's gonna help level you up.
Man, you gotta change.
Sean.
Whoa. You see that?
All right, we are back. $1 Million Mitts is now freaking available, guys. Early access. So let me explain to you real quick what early access means. Early access basically means I haven't even did a complete drop on this. That means I'm going to be adding more videos to this. That means that I'm going to be charging more money for this. Early access means since you believe in me and you believe in my brand, you're going to get it early at the best price. And whenever I add anything new to it, you're already grandfathered in. So you're basically getting something that's going to cost a lot more, a lot less, and you're actually getting it sooner because I don't want to make my people wait any longer. People have been asking me for this for about 2 years. Who is this for? This is for people who want to be trainers, who want to become better trainers, personal trainers who want to add something different to their game, who want to be able to give their clients a boxing workout instead of telling them go on the freaking treadmill and walk 10,000 steps or go on the Stairmaster and do an hour of stairs, right? You can actually put them through a nice routine. This is for a father who wants to coach his kids at home, or a mother who wants to coach their kids at home, who doesn't necessarily have access to a trainer like myself or Eddie Chambers. And you're like, you know what? I'd rather do it myself. I just don't know what I'm doing. Well, you don't know what you're doing. Don't worry. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And I'm going to show you how basic it is, because I'm going to show you one of the most basic videos in the whole particular course, which is how to do a jab. So I was watching it earlier and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool to show people, because people think Eddie like you know, everything's got to be so complicated. You feel me? But
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and just show them one of the modules real quick. Let me go ahead and find this real quick. Boom. So can you see the screen, Eddie?
Yes, sir.
All right. So look, this is before we get to $1 Million Mitts. Let's just say you get the Master Boxing Bundle, guys, right? Which is ridiculously cheap.
Okay. I found this on.
Oh, my bad, Siri. Let's just say you get the Master Boxing Bundle, and which is the cheapest I've ever sold it, for the record. This is what it's gonna look like when you get into like a client portal. Oh, damn, I don't click one of the courses. Oh, my bad. Okay, so this is what it looks like in the client portal. So as you can see, you got everything here. Look at Eddie Chambers right there. You know what I'm saying? Look, Eddie Chambers again. Look at him all over the damn place, right? So, you know, you're in the client portal, you're going to see, you're going to have your options or whatever courses you want to watch, right? Let's just say, for instance, I choose angles on how to create them, right? Look at all the modules you're getting, right? So this is just 1 out of 16 courses. 1 out of 16 courses. You can get all 16 for $267. You hear what I said, Eddie?
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? Think about that.
That is a little. Yeah, even one of the people who purchased it said that. So I think he's not wrong.
Nah, listen, bro. I had a guy tell me he spent $8,000 for a marketing course and he didn't learn shit. Now look, we're gonna go ahead and look, like, this is how to set traps and counterpunch. Like, okay, like I can click any of these and you're gonna get a bunch of value from it. But I just want to show y'all, like, this is one course out of 16. Okay, so you're getting 16 courses for over 90% off. That's the Master Boxing Bundle. I didn't even put that in the link description. I'm gonna do that next. But this is $1 Million Mitts. This is what's out right now. And I can give you a little quick peek of how it's going to look when you enter here. And this is just early access, okay? So let me go ahead and go to the beginning on how to catch a jab. I showed the hook yesterday. I might show the hook again today, Eddie, because I give some cool stuff with the hook. And this is just to give you guys a preview to show you. I'm not trying to like hide what's in this because I'm going to be adding so much. But this is the experience. So, Eddie, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna start off with, you know, the jab, the first punch in boxing. I'm also teach you the basics of holding mitts.
So again, guys, this is about holding the mitts, not so much about teaching your fighter how to box. All right, so that's just something that we got to make sure we're clear on. But let's just go ahead and go here. This is, oh, what the hell did I just press? Okay, here we go.
Mitts, right? So right now, what I'm going to do is when I catch the jab, obviously you're going to see that I'm going to slightly press in. Now, what you don't want to do is this, throw a jab. You don't want to bring your hand so aggressively to the punch that you end up choking the shot, right? And me personally, as an orthodox, right, an orthodox fighter, I like to catch the jab with my right mitt, okay? And the reason for that is throw a jab. It kind of keeps his form and technique good. Okay, especially if he's stepping right to me. Now, you're going to also see times where I catch it with my left hand, and we'll talk about that in other modules later on throughout the course. But basically what I'm going to do now, he's going to throw a jab, and I'm going to let him get a full extension. I'm just going to make sure that I put just enough into the catch just so he can feel the impact, okay? So he's going to do one more time, jab, jab, jab. See, I don't got to be like, a lot of mitt people in the beginning, they want to just like press so hard into the shot because that's how they feel like they're going to get that loud clap pause. But yo, I can't. I'm sorry.
Yo, we left that in there, Eddie.
Yo, that's wow. That's good though. You should leave it in there.
Oh my God.
Because now there's evidence of you doing that shit too. It ain't just me, motherfucker. Yo, the loud clap pause. Yeah. That's bugged out.
Hold on. That's crazy.
Yeah. Want to just like press so hard into the shot because that's how they feel like they're gonna get that loud clap pause. But yo, I can't. I'm sorry. They'll throw the jab. They'll throw the jab. Another reason why I like to catch the hand with the right hand for me, orthodox, or the rear hand or whatever, is if he circles me when he throws a jab, I can catch it with this hand. Pop, pop, triple it, pop, pop, pop. So if I'm here with him, notice, pop, triplet, pop, pop, pop. Okay, so you see, I got that right hand here. He's stepping to his left, and it kind of keeps him in a good technique, right? I mean, I can technically do it like this. Go ahead, do it. It's not a big difference, but for me, it's like I'm guiding him on the outside. So that's my preference. You can also catch the jab with the lead hand. Go ahead, throw it, jab, jab, step around me. You can like doing it with the lead hand as much, guys. Eddie, and tell me your thoughts on this now that you're holding mitts. When I'm getting a guy to circle, because I feel like I'm getting them to punch across their body a little bit, where I want to kind of keep them punching on that on that angle the way they're supposed to. You feel what I'm saying?
100%. And I'm catching so much more with my right hand than my left. You know, when it comes to that, especially with an orthodox guy, that it's crazy. Yeah, I'm so used to doing it that way now. And I remember, and I learned it from you. And I remember we was talking about it because I was thinking about, damn, wouldn't it just be better if I use my left hand? It's a lot easier than, you know, I can keep my, you know, the right hand and play with the other hand. It just makes it easier from that. So you transition better. But now I'm like, nah, I like the right hand and I understand why, because it keeps, like you said, it keeps it in line. Plus, like I'll even do the 1-2 on one pad most of the time now, because it kind of actually mimics a head, right? Like if you're trying to land a shot on the head, you know what I mean? It's gonna be it's not gonna be one pad way on the other side and then the other pad on the other side. You know what I'm saying? So it's typically gonna be in the straight line, or at least kind of on a straight line, depending on if the guy moves his head or not. But yeah, so I try to keep it pretty streamlined, pretty good, pretty much on one pad, you know, when it comes with the straight shots, or at least like the 1-2. But definitely the value of having it on the right hand with the jab is, for orthodox guys, I think is really, really good.
Facts. Do that too. Not gonna say you can't, but I'm just telling you my preference. So if you want to go ahead and adopt my ideology on it, just catch the jab with this hand most of the time. And then in the future, when we do like combinations, we'll talk about catching it like this or whatever. Another thing you don't want to do also is like have your arms way out here. Like that's like crazy. I try to keep my hand almost in the same position as if I'm fighting. So like when he throws that jab, bang, you notice my hand is here. Like it's not outside. That's how you hurt your shoulder. That's how you mess up the technique of the fighter or the client, whatever you're working with at that time. So now, how do you feel, Eddie? Like you see how I talk about like catching the hand. Catching the hand like a fighter. Do you think catching mitts can help you with your defense?
What? Yo, I'm glad you said that. That made me think about, and it's part of the reason why, like when right before we opened the gym, we was with my guy Jose. You remember, you know, our guy Jose. And I would have like the big classes sometime, and I'd be like, yo, what I learned, because I learned this from it. Holding mitts actually is very close to defending shots. Like I like to catch the jab and the right hand sometimes in my hands, like boom, boom, catch the 1-2, right? You know what I mean? The only thing I'm not doing that with is the hook shots and the shots that come around. But typically the straight shots, I'm catching, and even sometimes you might catch an uppercut like that. Maybe even a body shot, like if you know what I mean, if your hand's in that position, if you're in the Philly shell. But you know, typically, yeah, when you catch the shots with the mitts, it kind of mimics that same energy that you need to have when defending. So like somebody threw a jab at you, right? If I threw a jab at you and you caught it, it would be just like as if you was catching the mitts. The only thing is the target is your head and you're just deflecting it or catching it, keeping it from landing on your head. So 100%. And that was one of the things that I didn't really hit mitts a lot growing up because my dad didn't hold them. But then one of my dad's fighters started holding them. And then we did it a lot then. But the drills is what we did. And it kind of helped us a lot, not only offensively, obviously, but it would really help us defensively. And I think it really resembles the mitts. And real quick, remember that drill I had Nas and Maz doing was kind of similar to that. Like you would give them like a preset combination to throw, and the other guy catches it and returns. And it's kind of like, so like one of them would throw the 1-2-3, and he'd come back with the 3-2-3 or something like that. And it was almost like they had like mittwork going back and forth, but it was actually punching at each other, punching at their heads, and they would have to defend the shots coming. So I know I said all that to say 1,000,000%. I think mitts can really help fighters. Like if you hold mitts as a fighter, can really help you with your defense and with catching shots.
No, 100%, man. I mean, because you're so used to punches coming damn near at your face that it's only
Right.
a matter of freaking time till you get used to just going like that when the shot comes at you. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
I don't know how much it's helped me over the years, but I'm pretty sure because whenever I do spar, I don't get hit a whole bunch. So I'm sure it's helped. All right, let's see.
So just little tricks like that. So again, don't press too hard. Let them fully extend that shot. Okay, that's how you catch a jab. Jab, jab. 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 Jab, jab. 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 Jab, jab. Jab. Jab, jab. That's cool. Jab, jab. Go ahead.
As you can see, guys, that's how you catch a jab. Now, as basic as that video was, how informative was that?
That wasn't really that basic. I mean, even though it wasn't at the same time. There was a lot of game just from one of them. So, and that goes into like absolutely every single video that is on there. So it's like, and there's so many little things. Like there's actual like, obviously it's centered around the mitts, right? And how you catch the shots. But we did do some explanations, I think, too. I know, on how to throw the punch and how the punch comes and lands on the mitt. There's so much, there's more game in this. It's just an extension of what everything else is in the whole bundle, the whole Master Boxing bundle. It's just so much game in there. There's so much information for a trainer's perspective and even for a fighter's too. Like if you're watching it and you're a fighter trying to learn the whole mitts or whatever, you know what I mean? The information is going to be there. Things are going to you're going to learn so much from it. You know what I mean? Then seeing me hit the mitts, with obviously all the experience I have, you'll see how the punches are thrown properly. And there's just so much stuff going on with it. The explanations are top notch too.
If you guys are in the chat right now, let me know right now if you're gonna grab the mat, that you're gonna grab $1 Million Mitts. Let me know in the chat. I'm gonna show one more video. I showed this yesterday, but I think that this is a really good video because what it shows is how technical do we get with holding the mitts, right? Again, this is not a how to box course. This is how to hold the mitts course, but indirectly, you're gonna learn how to box, like Eddie said, because like the shit is happening. Like, how can I avoid both? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But oh, hold on. Can you see my screen still?
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, so this is the last one I'm gonna show. You guys just gonna have to trust that the rest of the course is this informative.
The lead hook to the body can be thrown, I'd say, 3 different ways. Okay, so for me, I was always taught when you throw a hook to the body, it kind of comes up like a shovel, right? Only time I ever throw a left hook to the body like this is when I'm on a heavy bag. Maybe in a sparring or a fight, you may throw it like this as well. But for the most part, it's coming up like this. So I usually place the mitt like this, and that's how they shoot the hook to the body. All right, so go ahead, throw it. Good. Again, and now notice, I'm taking this hand, my rear hand, I'm placing it here. Then I'm taking my left hand, I'm placing it on top, okay? And then I'm placing it where the body would be for the most part. Bang, good. Again, bang. And you gotta make sure that you're strong enough with the catch here, because if not, boop, you end up hitting yourself.
Have you ever hit yourself in the face catching the shot like that, Eddie?
I think I have.
I have. Like, especially I catch spits for certain guys and I don't time it right, and I'm like, boop, and that's what now I make sure that I press that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I did it mainly because the one time I used one hand trying to do it, and thank God to this this course, there was something you showed me in one of the modules, and we talked about it, that made me figure it out when I was able to catch like certain shots a lot better because of it. So yeah, 100%. Like that has happened. And you catch stuff incorrectly. That's what happens. You pay for it.
Hold on. Shout out to my man Paul Haynes. He just bought $1 Million mitts.
Let's
Shout
go.
out to Paul, bro. You're getting a crazy shout out. Shout out to Paul Haynes. He just bought $1 Million mitts, man. And we're doing a behind the scenes right now, $1 Million mitts. So go back, click those links, and get in here, guys. But thank you so much for your purchase, Paul. I seen that you booked a call. I'm looking forward to talking to you. And truly, from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate your support. Let's get back to this right here. Okay, and let's continue this. From the face. Okay, another way to catch the hook to the body is the cross arm technique. So if you notice, I'm here. Cross arm technique. You see what I'm saying? This is a mittwork tutorial course about holding, not just how to do the punches, holding properly. Here, all I'm going to do is cross. Okay, let's watch it again. I'm here, hands are together. Down by my side, and I cross. And when I cross, notice I bend my knee. Okay, I use this tricep to kind of like press down on the mitt. Okay, so if I go ahead and do it. Good, there you go. Again, and bang. Okay, you could do that one more time, and bang. Okay, and what I like about that technique as well is, let's just say he's throwing a right hand to the head, and then he's ripping a hook to the body. I can easily just do the transition. You seen the transition? So it was like, whoop. So do it one more time. Okay, so there you go. And notice how he rolled. If you wanted to roll, boom, boom. It's nothing for me to just go from here to taking it from underneath my arm and making them. Now you see how easy that looks? It'll take a beginner a little while to get that right.
Right.
You know, it looks easy when I'm doing it because I've been doing it for so long. And it might be easy for certain types of people who pick up easily. But it's going to take a little bit of practice to get used to that transition. Because it's a little bit like, you got a lot going on. I'm taking this right hand, I'm catching your right hand. Then I'm simultaneously catching the left hand. Then I'm taking my left hand and rolling it under. So if you've never done anything like this before, it's going to take a little bit of practice. You feel me?
Right. It's going to take some getting used
to. Again, that's when we're going to get to that. I know you guys are like, yeah, that's the stuff I came here for. Not all this single easy stuff. We're going to get to that. We're going to build on that. But yeah, so you got the cross arm and you got this. I've been learning to like this better as I've gotten more reps under my belt because I'm just tired of getting punched on. When I was a lot younger, I would be holding it like this, no problem. But now, it kind of hurts after a while. So now I'm just like, any chance I get to avoid impact on my body, that's what I do. So they both work. Okay, this is a little bit better too if you're throwing combinations. So again, if let's say we're throwing a body shot and a head shot, is much quicker for me to go boom, boom. You see what I'm saying? Boom, boom. Now I can go boom, boom. It can happen. I could do it. But for me, it's just smoother to just hold it here, open it up here. And we'll talk about that in the combination segment of this, okay? Another way you could catch a hook to the body, which I don't teach this, but just so you know it can be done, is just simply hold it like this and get them to throw it like that, okay? Some of you guys out there may want to work on that, okay? You can do it. Nothing wrong with it. So you got this, and you got this, okay? Those are the ways to catch the lead hook to the body. You thought about that one, Eddie?
Informative. Very informative. Just like
I like to think so.
Yeah, it's so much. There's so many explanations, so many different things. So it's the description of how to throw the shot, but more important than that, in this particular course, is how to catch it. That's obviously what we're trying to focus on. And there was so many different ways you gave to catch it, and even ways that you might not even 100%, wouldn't tell people to use. You know what I mean? There's still an option of how to do it properly. which is a whole nother level of information. A lot of people, like if you're going to talk about some of these other guys out here who are selling courses and doing different things, they're not going to put out things that they might not necessarily believe in, but they can help do it. They can put it out in a way that can be beneficial and that can work. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, if you like to hold the mitt this way, hold it this way. I don't typically do it, but it's possible. And if you want to do it and you want to do it the right way, this is how it's done. You understand what I'm saying? That's the kind of information I'm talking about. Like being able to take things that really isn't your forte or that particular style of it, but still show them how it would work if it was done properly. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. And like I said, a lot of what we did and a lot of the content that we recorded, I'm using it too. I'm using it. I used it today. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's gonna be beneficial for these guys. So you know what I mean? Just you just got to get on there and buy that thing. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something that's gonna help you get money. You're gonna get the money back right away anyway.
Nah, 100%, man. Guys, we in the chat, man. I've been live for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Eddie, I know you got to get sleep, bro. I'm not going to hold you that much longer. But if you guys got any questions right now for the fastest heavyweight that ever walked the human planet, you better ask Eddie Chambers right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys got access to him right now. Yeah. Ask your questions, guys, whatever. Any questions you guys got about $1 Million Mitts? Any questions you got about the Master Boxing Bundle? You know what's crazy? I really haven't been talking about the Master Boxing Bundle. It's getting overshadowed by $1 Million Mitts, and I got it for the best price that I've actually ever freaking had it. And it's like, I feel, I'm a little bit like, guys, don't sleep on the Master Boxing Bundle. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find something from the Master Boxing Bundle to show people. This is something that I don't think I've ever shown people on here either. Let's go into how to box the opposite stance. Now, the only thing I don't like about this particular course is we didn't have a mic at the time. But the information in this particular course was crazy. So let me see here.
Still solid.
Oh nah, man. This is good. This is good. So let's go over here. If you guys are still live with me, man, you guys been hanging on this long. You guys are definitely getting blessed with some of the behind the scenes right now. So okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and talk about this one. Let's talk about beating the lead foot, man. It's been a minute since I looked. This one we was at Keystone Boxing, Eddie.
Yeah. This was amazing.
Now we're getting into the meat and potatoes. Pause.
Again? Yo, the meat.
Look at my editor did.
Though.
Do you see what my editor? This is back then when we was like,
yeah.
I think, guys, this course was done like in 2020, yo. All right, guys. So now we're getting into the meat and potatoes. Pause. Okay. Pause. But we're getting into the good stuff. The stuff that I know you guys like. This is what I've been waiting for, Coach. I already knew how to roll and slip and all that. Okay, cool. I'm glad. Right? But about what you guys are talking, been waiting for. So we got it where everybody who understands boxing will always teach you this. And if you didn't know this, you should be learning this for the first time, regardless, whatever. You want the lead foot to beat your opponent's lead foot when you're boxing the opposite stance. And it's going to be lead foot beating the lead foot. Now, the reason for that is, as you can see, Eddie is beating my foot. I throw my straight cross. I have nothing. Don't even slip. Get a good boxing stance. Don't even beat my foot by a lot. Just beat it by enough. Beats me by just enough. I throw a straight cross. He doesn't have to do anything. He throws a straight cross right on target, okay? That is the reason that we were taught that. So that is simply an angle. If you don't have my how to create angles course, you should get it. I always talked about how southpaw friendly it was. And that's one of the main reasons right there, because an angle is simply just getting off to the side of your opponent, whether it's by an inch, a foot, it doesn't matter. The key is that you're not in the middle.
That's all the angle really is. So he has created, well, he didn't create the angle yet. We're going to teach you how to create angle soon. But let's just say he already got there. There you go. He's in a very good position. He could shoot that cross, bang, straight down the center line. And then from there, he has a number of options. But for the most part, foot positioning, foot placement, the foot battles, always going to be.
So you see how we break down these courses? Like we do lesson per lesson. So it's like right now we're only talking about one particular piece of the puzzle. Do you like that we taught it that way, Eddie, or do you think it should have just been like ongoing?
No, I think I like it this way. I think doing it in pieces and different things like that. You know, nowadays the attention span is just
Easier to digest,
honestly,
right?
yeah, it's just and I I think sometimes getting a little long-winded and explanations can be a little costly. You know what I mean? People lose interest or lose concentration, real fast. So I think the short, right to the point clips and stuff like this with a little bit of comedy is the best way to go.
No,
When you're in front of your guy, basically, to try to beat his foot, okay? And we're going to teach you different ways that you're going to beat it, but that's what you're looking to do, all right? So as we move forward, you'll learn how to do it, but add that to your box.
That's just the basic, obviously, right there. But we go into in depth when it comes to how to beat the opposite stance. You know what I mean? There's a lot of modules in this particular course. We talk about hand positioning, tap over, slip the jab, counter with a cross to the head. I think this is a pretty well-known one if you know boxing, but let's go ahead and show it.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the next counter, which is one of the most famous counters. And if you want to see this counter executed over and over and over and over again, watch Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar De La Hoya. Manny Pacquiao landed this counter on Oscar De La Hoya from round 1 all the way to when they stopped the fight, and I believe it was round 6. And it was really like watching a how-to box the opposite stance with like one technique, because this is really all he used the whole fight, and it worked big time, okay? Now, all you're going to do is slip my jab, but bring your cross at the same exact time. Bang, okay? Also notice the small step with the foot.
Now check it out. Indirectly on the Master Boxing Bundle, you learning how to hold mitts, because I just showed you right there how to hold the mitt, or if somebody throws a slip straight counter. I just actually did it. So once you understand the fundamentals of mitt work, when you watch something like this, you can pick up on different things that I do.
That he takes. Eddie's going to go ahead and step slightly as he throws the cross, just to make sure his foot is in a good position. Bang, okay? Again, bang, again, and bang. Okay, so get into a good stance. And go ahead, put something on. Bang, good. Again. Bang, there you go. Bang, there you go. Bang, there you go. Very good. Now,
imagine if we had the mic, that thing would be like bang.
Yeah,
bro, that's the only thing, man. At the time, mics wasn't really a big thing with these videos. I mean, because this is so old, but the information is priceless in this course, man. Very underrated. Shout out to my guy Mike, man, who passed away. This was his favorite course out of the Master Boxing Bundle. Obviously, because he was a southpaw, and he was like, bro, ever since I watched that course, I learned so much. I did so much better in my sparring. I wish he was still here to share that testimonial, man. But shout out to my guy Mike. This was his favorite course.
There's other things you can do. I like to double that shot against the opposite stance, so I'll give it to you right now. Double it. Bang, bang, there you go.
That's a major one right there, Eddie. That double cross against the opposite stance, bro, that shit works like a charm.
That's tough, too. A lot of people don't know about that. That's a tough one.
Bro, it works. It's like throwing a double jab, but you're throwing it with your more powerful hand.
Exactly. And you're throwing it somewhat as a power punch, too, so it just reloads quick. That's, if you can get that shit off.
Bro, it works, bro. It works. Give me 1 second here. And then after this, Eddie, I know you got a slide, bro, so I'm not gonna.
I'll be up there in the morning.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so
you already know.
I appreciate you taking time to come up here and chop it up with us, man, because I've been on here freaking for a minute.
Damn,
but guys, I'm gonna put
30?
the link right here. I'm gonna put the link right here for the Master Boxing Bundle. And since you're on this live with me, man, if you put VIP 20, you're gonna get an extra $20 off on top of the sale that I've already is my price ever. VIP 20, you'll get the Master Boxing Bundle. This is not $1 Million Mitts, y'all. This is the Master Boxing Bundle. However, man, we're gonna keep going through it, man, just to show you, man. It's not a game, bro. The information is crazy. That little small step of each cross just to make sure he stays on an angle. Okay, again, bang, beautiful shot, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But guys going straight down the line, you can go straight down the line with him. Bang, bang, there you go. Okay, so you're taking like a small step. Doubling that shot is fantastic to do, but landing a single shot is also good because it'll create an angle, and that'll be in later in the course when we talk about how to create angles off of the counters and stuff like that. But just a mere counter right now, slip, throw the cross, very effective, highly effective, one of the most popular ones that you could do against the opposite stance, add it to your box. Yeah, guys, y'all see, I just wanted y'all to take a quick peek to see like what's behind the wall, bro, because it's like a lot of people, they hear about this stuff, but they don't really see like how much information's in here. Again, guys, this is everything right here. This is the Master Boxing Bundle right here. Just look at all of it. Just look at all of it, man. You know, it's just a lot of information. Even like Build You from the Ground Up 1.0. Like if I go here and how to throw a lead hook, all right? Like this is for my pure beginners out there. I mean, not everybody got that experience. And I actually
okay, the rear and the lead hook, okay?
Like we go through it all the way, teaching you guys.
Boom, okay, there's still defense here. His shoulder is here, just like when he threw a jab. He still has his rear hand here to protect from other hooks that may be coming at the same time. You ever heard the term never hook with a hooker? Because a lot of times when guys throw the hook, they have a tendency of dropping that hand and then they get caught. So you don't want to drop your hand. Another thing you want to do is rotate the lower half of your body. That's where the power, back up a little bit, that's where the power comes from, is the lower half of your body. Now, as you get more experience, the pivot might not happen as much as you're seeing Eddie demonstrate right here, but the pivot is very important in the beginning. So I want you guys to do it.
Weren't we just talking about that in the gym today?
Yeah.
With the pivot of the hook?
Yeah, we was literally, it was Z when she was throwing the hook.
Exactly.
And we talk about it pretty often too. And you know, like you'll see pro fighters, do they use that much? I think it's more of a training tool to twist or to put out the cigarette, but I think there is an element of it being effective even when you do turn it. So it really depends on, it's like it's situational too. You know what I mean? So
this is Build You from the Ground Up 1.0, and like that's a lot of stuff here, man. We got mirror drills, learning in the mirror. We got advanced stuff, like so. Like it doesn't matter your level, guys. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? I think I've shown enough. Doesn't matter your level. You guys can go ahead. I just put the link in there for the Master Boxing Bundle. You also got the opportunity to just get one course. So you guys are feel free to look at you know, CoachAnthonyBoxing.com and simply just look at everything I got. I got mini bundles on there. I got all types of options on there. So hey man, choice is your guys. If you guys want to go ahead and save money or not, eventually, if you guys are serious about learning, you guys are going to go there eventually. So it's either you want to spend more, you want to spend less, or you just want to procrastinate and not do anything and then come to me in a year. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here regardless. You know what I mean? Eddie, any final thoughts?
There's so much game within this. I think you're doing yourself a disservice. I mean, if you follow us, if you watch what we're doing, you know what I mean, through this channel, through my channel, and you haven't like start purchasing some of these, like these courses have, like you just saw it, you know what I mean? I think we previewed it a couple times before. It's like you're seeing the information. I'm listening to it like, damn, we really put all of this into that one module, and it's like there's so many more of them, and they're all equally, you know what I mean? There's equally as much information on different topics. I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't actually purchase it or get yourself or get into it. Even something, just get something. I know some people are skeptical. They may be looking at it like, I don't know, man, this and that, and the price is just too good to give away. Man, I was just looking at something today, and a a high level training session. Like if you wanted to get a training session with like it was Teddy Atlas or and I'm just looking at the prices on these training sessions, and this is like
$2,000 for an hour. You can say the price, Eddie.
like 2 G's.
2,000
2 G's for 90 minutes.
For 90
And you get
minutes, bro. $2,000 for 90 minutes. We've given 25 years of experience for fucking. I'm charging too cheap. Truthfully, Eddie,
bro.
I'm changing I'm changing up how I'm doing this. So this is like the last opportunity because of stuff like that. Because I'm not gonna keep selling myself short when you guys have charging for 90 minutes, $2,000 that I know that we could do just as good, if not better, of a job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say better. These guys are great.
No disrespect to these guys. I'm just saying, like, I know we can hold our own with anybody in this world. So for us
at
to
this
go
price,
from $2,000 for 90 minutes to $247 or $600 for 30 experience and just unlimited game. It's crazy work, bro. It's crazy.
Don't do yourself this disservice. You know what I mean? Like the one guy said he put $8,000 or $5,000 for a damn course that didn't teach him anything, and then you get something like this where you're constantly learning and it's constantly having updates. It's got so much information in it. It's just like you gotta get yourself. You got to reward yourself. If you really enjoy boxing, if you really want to become better at boxing, you want to be a person and make more money by holding the mitts, this is the time. Get on here, get something. It ain't about trying to sell it. It's about you doing something for yourself. You know what I mean? Do something for yourself. Go ahead and get one of these courses or get all of them for real because the price is just too good right now.
Facts. Eddie, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything you've done for the brand. You guys make sure you guys follow Eddie at Fight Like a Pro, Fast Eddie Chambers on Instagram, giving out a ton of game. I'm sure he's going to have his own training system very soon, and you guys are going to want to get that because like I told you guys, the devil is in the details. The game is to be sold, not told. And Eddie's been telling a lot of game for free. I know eventually he's going to give you something that you could purchase that's going to be even more in-depth. And that's the whole thing. Like, we give away a lot of stuff on the internet because we want you to see the value. We want you to see the credibility. Even though we've proven ourselves in the sport legitimately, we still want to show you that we really care. I was talking to a millionaire years ago, and I remember I was like, hey, man, how are you so successful? I was like, can you give me the secret to your success? And you know what he told me, Eddie?
What do you say?
He said, you have to care. And at the time, I kind of felt cheated because I was like, that's all he got? Like, can I get more? Can I get more? Like, can you give me some step-by-steps? But as I continue to do business and train fighters, and you have to care. So I care about how my members feel here. I care about how the people who purchase my courses feel. I care about my YouTube community. I care about my Instagram community. I care about the people who help me build my brand. Like, when you care, good things happen. You have to care. And I think that us caring is what's going to keep us in this game a long time, is what's kept us in this game a long time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. All right, Eddie, bro, I'm going to let you go to sleep, bro. I know you've been on here. I've been on here for 2 hours. It's about to be 2 hours. It's about to be 3 hours for me. But I'm going crazy, man. As long as people keep supporting, I'm staying live. Eddie, you might get on here tomorrow and still see me live. I might pull an all-nighter, bro. I might pull an all-nighter. If you guys are still supporting and grabbing the courses, I'll stay live. I don't care if you get a $47 course. I don't care if you get the master or $1 million mitts is really what I want you to get because it's going to be my best work to date. But anyway, all right, Eddie, bro. Thank you for your time, bro. I'm going to let you get some sleep.
No problem, man. I'll be up there tomorrow. You already know it.
All right, my guy. Peace.
No problem, man. Talk to you.
Later, man. My guy, Fast Eddie Chambers, man. Man, let me tell you, man, it's a blessing to have a guy like Fast Eddie be part of my program, be part of my business, be part of my team. Like, he's been a blessing for the last decade. One of my best friends in the world. I'll do anything for him. He knows that. So, yeah, man. Eddie Chambers, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only. Can he get his flowers? If you guys want me to stay live, man, all I need is for my silent people in there who ain't been saying nothing. Grab a course. Let me know if you have any questions. Or if you think I've been talking long enough, let me know in the chat. Like, yo, coach, you good, bro. Let's get on here tomorrow. Let me know, because I will be going live again tomorrow. But I want to know if I should go get a coffee or not. That's what I really want to know. So let me know, y'all. I'm going to take a short break while y'all thinking about it. And let me know in the chat.
For $1 million mitts. Why did I call this $1 million mitts? Because I'm gonna make you look like $1 million, man. As long as you let me guide you, as long as you listen, as you learn the stuff that I'm gonna teach you with a pair of mitts. I'm gonna level up your mitt game 100%. I got a lot of things to say about mitt work because mitt work literally changed my life.
What's his full name? What's Coach Anthony's? Anthony's first name was Anthony's last name.
Anthony Rodriguez, Coach Anthony, and that corner of great form.
A lot of people don't know, when I first came into this boxing game as a trainer, you know, mitts was really what people hired me for. Working with professional fighters that put me in world title corners right off the bat just because they like the way I hold a pair of mitts. This is something that your clients are gonna love. This is something that your fighters are gonna love. Always a lane for somebody who knows how to hold mitts. The one thing that I could say is if you're gonna do something, you wanna do it the right way. I like to think that I'm the person who can teach you how to do this at the highest level, considering I've been to the highest level of boxing.
2 rounds, and you're a world champion, but you gotta work. He is a defending world champion, fighting tonight
With head trainer, Freddie Anthony Rodriguez.
I work with some of the best boxers in the world. Mitts is what literally put me in that position. You could be a great coach, you could be a great teacher, you could be a great personal trainer. But this is what's gonna capture their eyes. This is what's gonna make people look at you and make people say, hey man, that guy knows what he's doing. I wanna go ahead and work with that person. I'm gonna teach you, it doesn't matter if you have 0 experience or if you have a lot of experience, there's gonna be modules in this course that's gonna help level you up.
You gotta change.
Sean.
Whoa. You see that?
All right, y'all. So let me know in the chat if I should stick around. If you guys are tired, if you guys are done, just let it be known in the chat, man, and I'll slide. Let me know. I'm going to go ahead and put my Black Friday deals in here one more time. Again, I'm being very aggressive with the sales today, guys, because obviously Black Friday is basically over, but the sale is still going. Probably be gone in the morning, but we're going to keep this going for right now while I'm awake. Again, that's for the Master Boxing Bundle. And then, of course, we got $1 million mitts, y'all. $1 million mitts. I'm super excited about $1 million mitts. Going to be my best work up to date. I need somebody to say something in the chat in the next minute or so, or I'm gonna just get out of here, man. I've been on here for quite some time, and I'm gonna need my rest because I definitely will be on here tomorrow. My man Philly Mac in the building talking about blessings. I see you, Philly. My God, I appreciate you, bro. All right, Emilio. I appreciate you, man. All right, that's my cue, man. Guys, it's getting tired. It's over. I appreciate you guys, man. I'll be on here tomorrow. And we're going to talk some more, man. We're going to have some more stuff to talk about. And that'll be it, man. Eddie Slid, I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys taking me up on the offer. Of course, you got 215-709-5437. Make sure you text me at 7095437. So you are alerted when I go live, because sometimes I'll text you guys at different times, and that'll be it, man. So again, thank you for the love and support, and you already know.
For $1 Million Mitts. Why did I call this $1 Million Mitts? Because I'm gonna make you look like $1 million, man. As long as you let me guide you, as long as you listen, as you learn the stuff that I'm gonna teach you with a pair of mitts, I'm gonna level up your mitt game 100%. Working with professional fighters that put me in world title corners right off the bat just because they like the way I hold a pair of mitts. I like to think that I'm a person who could teach you how to do this at the highest level, considering I've been to the highest level of boxing. Mitts is what literally put me in that position. This is something that your clients are gonna love. This is something that your fighters are gonna love. Always a lane for somebody who knows how to hold mitts. You could be a great coach, you could be a great teacher, you could be a great personal trainer, but this is what's gonna capture their eyes. This is what's gonna make people look at you. So I'm gonna teach you. It doesn't matter if you have zero experience or if you have a lot of experience. There's gonna be modules in this course that's gonna help level you up.
Have a good night, y'all. Have a good night. See y'all tomorrow.